Jamaica, 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 Jamaica.
My attackers and massacres got the power that snap. When I clap and I clap, because you know it's a rap. Said you never can snare us, you know it's a trap. It's like a lyrical trap, when we're running on tracks. With the hammer of the guns, gonna smash it at 4. Gonna smash it and grab it, always looking for more. Drop them like a bad habit, pick up a curtain, we're bored. Beating fresh on the counter, so you know that it's raw. It's a lyrical miracle with a lyrical spill. Always keep it original like a vent in the wheel. So you know that it's typical and we got the appeal. With a barrage of work, you get your lyrical shield. Got the keys to the city, that means we got to unlock. Like a Taliban soldier, we're blowing up spots. If your head is a target, then we're licking it off. OCD is the hardest with the lyrical shot.
I'm coming with the rudeness, I proved it, I'm ruthless. Twist up your mind and work it out like a Rubik's. I do this, doing it for time I pursue this. So stick up on the beat, verbally I spew this. Rudeness, intelligence, not crudeness. So stick on the beat with that smooth shit. OCD movement, ain't no room for no losers. 4 torn warriors covered in bruises. A single arrow cuts through 4 nooses. Don't confuse this with a scene from the movies. We stand firm that you'll never ever move. We penetrate deeper than the roots of an oak tree. OCD is enough to make you OD. Throw your hands in the air like you fucking know me.
Soldiers and road juice, the ones rolling. If you're an older or old group, if you're holding, put up every spliff in the air. If you're sick of any prick, then tell a prick while he's there. Watch us lift it. Man and call spirits in the flesh. Mandolin guitars can't make to harmonise. Death heavens chanting. While the snakes charmed by the dead, I flow mantras. The holy Dalai Lama can bless his bananas. But I'm cast as nanas and nuts, so I clash with anybody twisting arms on my bruv. That's my brothers. Government's harm what I love, son. I'm loving for this government. The armor's built up, I react. Take stand and defend what I'm building. It's a fact. Kill a man and defend what we're building. So relax. Take a second for more. Progress to anything you want, but tend to your force.
Let me bust this verbal soliloquy. You better trust it's the hottest shit from OCD. Original side for deliverers and back to the crowd. Any hype that they given us. I spit the high grade farm by the Mujahideen. First we surveyed, then we chose to flood the scene. Surrounded by the filth, now it's squeaky clean. Being left on the shelf was never the dream. Watch us propagate the next breed of higher strains. And in a low way escaping some dire strains. That's how the plot plays. When you're reaching higher planes, forget the block days when you see the fire blaze. Flows are individual, never indivisible. Always been the case since back in the day. Been lyrical since DJ first scratched the play. Now it's typical, the sound boys are backing away.
Jamaica, 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 Jamaica.
Yeah, free the realness. What we waiting for? We know that they won't stop the war. Hard-working people break a sweat as they mop the floor. Economic crisis, no one's got the money stuck indoors. Battle for the soul and the mind, it's like tug of war. They can't have my freedom, breaking free outside the system. Mental prison, they indoctrinate from when you're infant. Demons tremble in the chase of Satan's minions. Satan is a liar, I don't play with his opinion. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. What's it like when the people at the top rinse all the poor? All their resources and more. Bite your tongue but we ain't holding back no more. Thousands in the square, we know the score. Buy a kettle, save a tenner. Boris, what you take us for? Walk a mile inside a shoe. Demons hide inside of you. Rishi Sunak, Liz, I cannot trust every one of you. Puppets of the shadow, we know they rebranded flu. Had the people scared of breathing air. Was it even really true? Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. People stand together, psyop cannot get us ever. Free the realness and the scientists, they try and censor. Cancel culture is a snowflake error. Not forever, tell them pussies I don't cater to them ever, ever. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out. Chase them down, get them out, we don't mess about. Darkness can't reside in here, better light and cast them out.
consciousness is the greatest mystery of science. In that case, when the two sets is broken, of course the TV continues. And this is the paradigm of all spiritual traditions, that we are immortal souls. If we want to know about this mystery, the last people we should ask are materialist reductionist scientists. They have nothing to say on the matter at all.
Yeah, hold on with a call for the Force. Jedi, Rebel, Star Wars. I didn't slay metaphors when these fools lay down foes in 10-page drawers. Swing out flows in a lyrical war. But that's old, quick draw McGraw. Nah, back to the Force, it's the power that binds us together, of course. It's wide, a massive rave together in hordes to feed off the energy source. A crowd of people move to the music in sync. Emits a norm beyond what you think. The body is a vehicle, more than flesh. Just the first stage of the next step. Don't be afraid to pass the last test, cause life is another part of death. I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is mad complex. Quantum mechanics and a shaman flex. Physicists don't know what the spirit is. Scanning brains, running tests. No explanation from mainstream section or any religious sect. Yo, I'm never gonna lie, it's a big concept. From the grave to the cradle, I'm willing and able. I won't conform to the norm of a label or feed the beast just to put food on the table. No! From the grave to the cradle, I'm willing and I'm able. I never put my name to a folklore fable. Gotta be the genuine article, every single molecular particle. I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is a mad complex. Quantum mechanics and shaman flex. I said, I'm done, I can't spill the rest. After this is mad complex. Quantum mechanics and shaman flex. Hey yo, L, the like L, why so serious? What? Well, it leaves me delirious. All these covert attacks, in fact my brain and install a fear in us. But enough of the agenda, fear's the enemy will one remember. From cradle to grave you're a lifelong member. From the moment you enter, we're connected, feel the energy, get ready, global synergy. This choice, make it willingly. Feel what I'm feeling, so man, are you feeling me? Cause I'm speaking literally, let me bust verbal soliloquy. Trust, the burden's killing me, it's my aura, discharge ability. Discharge my aura, climb a mountain, cross a border. A psychonaut in the mind explorer. Hyperforce killer lines cause torture. I spit to the max out of order. Here's the message, reach for your recorder. Your ears might burn from the scorcher. Panic on the streets cause mass disorder. Are you a player or a baller? And no matter where your name get called up. Are you standing or a faller? How you adjust to the new world order? Well, we all make changes. Gotta turn new pages. Rising costs, lowering wages. Despite all that, the flame still blazes. And the flame still burns.
How do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. You know, what's the end goal? The end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society. They want a one-world government, controlled by them. Everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip.
One, two, welcome back. It's Friday night, 8 p.m, and it's the one and only.
Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above.
Oh my God, we're back again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was that Mark Morrison of Boys to Men? I can't remember. Yeah, it's Friday night. We are live. This is a live show. It's not a recording. I'm Double LMC. This is Andy PG.
Word to your nan.
Oh yeah, and we've also got a special guest in the studio tonight.
Yo, a lot of you guys know me as the interview guy.
If you were lucky enough to come to the event.
And yeah, I've been the guy who's been doing all the interviews for you. So
big shout out to AJ joining us tonight.
Lives at number 33 up the road.
Yeah, number 33.
Literally, he does. Yes, big shout to everyone that we saw at the weekend that I know we have touched base with you on the show. We also had a wicked chat with the Sheep Farm guys last night as well, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And that's going to be going on Patreon.
We talked
tomorrow
about all
night.
Things Jewish.
Yeah, Andy couldn't help but take it there. No, it was a joint effort. Yeah, we had a great chat with the a great chat with the Sheep Farm guys last
It
night.
actually
Catch it on
started from
Patreon.
David Irving. David Irving was what actually...
You dropped that in the intro, and it sort of derailed the entire conversation. Yes.
It was organic.
Let's see, who have we got tuned in already? 131 people.
Big up AJ, come on.
Can you see the comments over there?
I'm gonna
Big
pull it up
shout
on
to
my phone,
Lorraine
though.
Nowhere, Robert, Chris, Pamela Swan, Not the Body. I like that name, Not the Body, like not the meat suit. They're saying the volume is low. Could we have a volume check, please?
Are we low?
Mic check.
I don't sound low in my headphones.
1 2 1 2.
33, 33.
Let's have a look at Andy PG. Say 33 33.
33, 33.
Let us know if we should be sounding absolutely fine. Please let us know. Let's get some feedback.
You know, someone else saying, yeah, turn it up. Not your body saying, turn it up.
Turn it up.
Oh,
What's going on?
oh dear.
Microphone is set to Rodecaster Pro. Speaker set to
The
Rodecaster
microphone is set to the Queef Master.
We'll just turn it up a little bit more. How's that?
Is that better, guys?
Volume is
Volume
fabulous.
is fabulous. There we go.
Juicy and Lucy saying volume is fabulous. Big, it's a bit low for me, saying Pamela Swan. No, people are saying it sounds all right. If it's a bit low for you, just turn your TV or your phone up. You'll be absolutely fine.
I mean, how does this sound?
You're a little punk, bitch, insecure, button-dicked little boy.
What do you think?
Thanks very
that
much,
it?
Mark Passio. So, yeah, tonight, I don't know if you saw the opening graphic. Let me just share the old screen. Hold on. It's coming. No, it's not that button. You can tell we've been away for a while. I thought I'd take it back
We
to
were
basics.
literally in here last night.
Yeah, I know, but it's how long's it been since the live show?
3
weeks?
yeah, it is 3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Ooh.
The good news is we are going to be back live also next week, so we're doing 2 weeks in a row. Matt Landsman is back next week. I
No,
thought...
it wasn't. No, we did customer services directly after the event.
Oh,
It's
so
2
there was
weeks.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
we
it was just a
literally
re-
just haven't done 1 week.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a normal pattern. I think what it is, it's when we do the event, mate.
I'm
it
sorry about
throws
that
me off.
disinformation, guys. That we're
Yeah,
putting out
we
there.
started off the show with a blatant lie. It was actually only 2 weeks.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Yeah, I thought we'd take it back to basics tonight. Basically, I tasked Andy PG and Becky S with coming up with this week's Schwab show. I said, let's take it back to basics. Let's do what Rise Above does best by digesting, regurgitating, and recatalyzing the clown slime.
Well, we're going to dissect the regurgitation.
Yeah.
On the table. That's what we're
I
gonna
like
do.
it.
Shout out to my beautiful Ramish wife, Becky, as she spent a lot of time putting the Schwab show together. All I essentially did was send her links and screenshots and stuff.
Excellent. I think we should start off the show with, before we get down to the slideshow and everything, we probably do need to start off with an announcement. Obviously, we are fresh off the back of the Weekender. It was literally like
Banging weekend.
2 weeks ago. AJ, this is where you got initiated into our cult, wasn't it?
This was.
Be
Well, I don't know
closer
if
to the
this-
mic, mate. Closer to the mic.
I'm more close to the... Is this right?
Point the
Am I
mic
sounding
right
good?
at your mouth as well.
Hello. Is
That's
it-
much better. There
That
you
is
go.
much better. See, I get better on this. I am the interview guy, so I should be good at this. But yeah, so this was my official, I don't know.
Indoctrination.
Indoctrination, yeah. I mean, I've been indoctrinated since birth, but it's nice to be in a room full of people that all know we're being indoctrinated. So joining the 33 Club,
33.
you know, is
Better than the fucking 27
it's
club.
better than 27 Club, exactly. You know, I'll live longer. So, it was an absolutely amazing experience, to be fair. And meeting everyone. And
It's weird,
yeah,
like,
having a great time.
you look nothing like at the event to me, no?
Do I not?
No, nothing like it.
Shit.
What was
It's
this?
all right.
What changed?
I just
It's the air, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't realise you were ginger.
Did you not?
No.
Oh shit!
I thought you were
That's-
blonde.
That's the red light.
Yes, yes, it is, yes.
So
Yeah,
this is
it's
how
Bringing out your tones of orange.
there we go.
I've just finished him off.
my
Under
Ging
the
of
light.
tones shining through.
So AJ, like we said, was doing the interviews for us, and it was the first time he'd been exposed to the Ramish community. He had an amazing time. But here's the good news, guys. I can now safely say that the August bank holiday weekend is a go, and I'm going to drop the bomb right now. Who wants to have a guess? Someone in the comment section that really, really fucking pays attention, close attention to Rise Above. We've already hinted who the guest is going to be for the next
Ramish
weekender.
Dave messaged me the next day after we...
So let me just wait for some comments to come back in the comment section.
he got
If
it
you've
right.
really been paying attention to us closely recently, who do you think we've got as the main special guest of honour at the next event? Remember, we started off with Sheep Farm and Mark Devlin. Doesn't really get much better than that, but we wanted to stay on the same
Careful, Michael.
level of
Careful,
quality.
Michael.
Has anyone got any guesses who the guest is? Because we have dropped a hint 2 weeks ago.
Who's been paying attention?
Oh, Robert's got it.
Yes,
Robert's got it. Martin who, though? Who is it? Martin who?
He's correct. Let's not play games anymore. We've got Martin Liedtke of Flat Earth British. He's been on the show before.
Unbelievable.
And not only is he a top researcher and content creator, he's also a really good laugh as well. When we met him at
Sounds Beautiful.
Yeah,
we
Sounds Beautiful Festival.
went to do a set there in the summertime, and he was the first person we interacted with.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
He's literally a one-man party. So yeah,
he definitely is a one-man party. He looked like fucking Willy Wonka in his get-up. He looked great. He looked like a Cadbury's bar.
He was acting like Willy Wonka as well.
He needed a top hat and cane. He would have been fucking brilliant.
Right, so
someone's put Katie Hopkins in it. Maybe we should try and get Katie Hopkins.
No.
Yeah, that'd be great. You can't get more right-wing thug than that, can you? Far-right thug, sorry.
So it's official. Martin Liedtke is the guest of honor and one of the speakers at the next event. It's a 3-day event. Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
And Martin will be there for the full 3 days.
I've booked him for at least the Saturday and Sunday. I would be highly surprised if he doesn't come on the Friday night like we will engage most people, or encourage rather most people to do. The next question is, when are you going to be able to get tickets for the next event that's on August Bank Holiday? The answer to that question, I'm afraid, there's only one answer. You basically are going to need to join Patreon, because on Monday morning, where's my Patreon graphic gone? Here it is. On Monday morning, I'm releasing 33 tickets at an amazingly low price of only £33. Because this is not just a 4-hour podcast on the Saturday night and an extra Raw Academy we threw in at the last minute.
Yep.
This is a proper 3-day event.
The full deal.
There's going to be a lot more Raw Academy. There's going to be more breaks. More
catered food.
Speakers, food. We're going to have Ramesh speed dating.
A massive party every night.
A massive party every night, obviously. And I also want to have a marketplace. So I'm going to have a select bespoke stalls and artisan craftspeople with their wares.
So if they get in now, Lance, basically what you're saying is it's an absolute bargain, £11 a day. Basically.
Yeah. Did you have to get your calculator out for that, AJ?
Oh, yeah. Let's be real.
There's a great comment here from Lord Doozworth on screen. Lance looking like the Fresh Prince of Tel Aviv.
I was in a rush. My hair's actually still wet at the moment. I don't normally look this hooish. Right, so...
I beg to differ, Michael.
I knew you would. Right, so if you want to be one of the people that can potentially get one of these like massively cut price tickets for only 33 quid, there's only 33 of them, and you have to be signed up to Pesantron, because 33s. I'm going to release the it's just going to be like a payment link, or even just a bank transfer link, and it's the first 33 people to get them, and they're going to go on, I think, about 9:33 on Monday morning.
Yeah, 9:33.
Yeah, but I need to get to work first. Get my computer on.
Lance isn't an early riser, guys. They're not going out at 6:33.
No. So yeah, now remember, if you sign up to Pesantron, Andy PG, tell them what else they get on Pesantron.
Guys,
there's so much.
You get the most illicit rise above chit chat that you've ever heard. Like, I'm genuinely surprised that we haven't had some kind of more hate emails from what we've been talking about on there of recent, anyway.
Well, peasants don't get to see it. You have to subscribe for £3 to see it.
We've been showcasing. We've been showcasing the identification of certain clown world agitators and extremists.
The best thing about Pesantron is because it's not your Friday night, which we feel obliged to make a sick show for. Sometimes we just completely freestyle on there. Sometimes we might pick one topic and just go in at a much more detailed level, even to the fact where we're drawing graphs and fucking Venn diagrams to explain it on the board over here.
Sometimes we do a watch party and then dissect what they're talking about from time to time.
I also put on there, basically, we're on episode 7 now. I'm showing all the original Rise Aboves that are now completely banned from YouTube.
The occulted ones.
The occulted ones are just not available anywhere. They're just far too hot. From back in the old days of 2020, we're on number 7 at the moment. And we tried to always broadcast or have a show twice a week on Patreon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just
Wednesday and Sundays.
I'm just going to get the QR code on the screen.
And we can stream. We have done.
Yes, we have
done a live stream. We don't particularly like it in here because we can't see the comments. But Peasantron's only just started being used a facility that you can stream live. So I'm hoping once they upgrade it a little bit, you'll be able to see comments.
They need to have some restream integration.
Be able to interact with the peasants that are tuned in. So we can't actually do that on the live stream.
Yeah. Oh, what else have we got to say for the public service announcement before we get down to the rabbit? We had a raffle at the event. Big shout to Claire for getting the hard drive. Now, I found the other 2 tickets, which were so far unclaimed. Where
I think
are
it was
they?
the day after her birthday as well. What a great birthday present.
Well, she bought the ticket saying, I just really want that hard drive. I really want it. And lo and behold, the universe delivered. Number 203, I'm pretty sure that this belongs to Stuart from Northern Ireland. So, mate, I'll message you. I've got your email. Because AJ, can you pass those bags, please? Just one will do. So, as we've said before, there's this new thing.
Kind of Ramesh goodie bag here, Michael.
It's sick. It is sick. So, Stuart, one of these is on its way to you.
What's in there, Lance? What we got?
Okay, let's have a look. So, we've got a branded Rise Above tote bag. You get a Rise Above beanie.
That'll keep you nice and warm in the summer.
You get all the new stickers, including Way of the Rabbit, which is particularly dope.
I'm actually showcasing on my
nice,
t-shirt.
Nice. You even get a Rise Above lanyard. But, you know, all the old stuff like beer mats and stuff like that. It's just like loads of Rise Above goodies in a branded Rise Above bag. I'm quite impressed with these. These are sick.
Yeah, they do look fresh.
Yeah, really nice.
Did we get a CD in there?
Oh yeah, you get a Ryan Sanders CD as well.
Everyone's favourite Christian rock rapper. You get a CD in there.
Did everyone check the new Ryan Sanders tune that was in the intro today? Ryan messaged me that today. It's actually from 2022, but he hadn't released it anywhere. He dropped it today, so you might have been some of the first people to actually hear that. So just before we move on, the unclaimed ticket. Oh, I need to make it big again. What am I doing? The unclaimed ticket from the raffle is actually number 54. So if you're at the event and you did buy a raffle ticket, there is one more of these goodie bags up for grabs, and this is the unclaimed ticket. All you've got to do is message me, email me. Let me put the Rise Above email at the bottom of the screen so people can see what we're dealing with here. This is to do with the hard drive, but this is the email address coming up soon. It's riseabovelivestream@gmail.com. So yeah, number 54. There is a Ramesh goodie bag.
Shout out to Alan Cooper here. He's in the chat. He's from Down Under.
Big shout out to Alan.
Fucking A.
Good morning, mate. It's Saturday morning in Australia. Okay. So, where did we get to? Oh,
the rabbit. Are we rabbiting?
Also worth mentioning, another great reason to sign up to Peasantron.
Wait, can we enlarge that one?
Is when you sign up to Peasantron, you actually get the playback of the entire Rise Above Live in the Flesh event. So you get Sheep Farms talk, you get Mark Devlin's talk, including his bit of stand-up comedy, and you get this.
We made this thumbnail in a Peasantron video. We made it.
So if you want to know what this presentation is about, and we definitely couldn't have made it on YouTube, you need to go onto Patreon. I'm just going to put the QR code on the screen once again. Here it is.
Look at Schneerson in the top right. Look at his eyes over the Peasantron.
Sneering down at us. So you can get it for only £3 a month. The recording itself is going for $9.99. But if you sign up for a month, you get this and all of the other content there as well. Right, enough plugging Peasantron. Let's get down to business, shall we, PG?
Let's do it. Let's whip that rabbit out.
Okay. Just get rid of that one. And we'll get the chat back on the screen because we like to get interactive and see what I'm saying on a Friday night. Okay.
Ooh, a bit Australian there. Is that for Alan?
Yeah.
On a Friday night.
That's Saturday morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Saturday morning. Right, so what? There's no particular theme for tonight, but this is some happenings from roughly the last
I asked you,
2 weeks, isn't it?
When you said you wanted me and Becky to put a Schwab show together, I said, is there any particular subject matter? And you just said full clown world assault.
Yeah.
So that is the subject matter.
But I think there's plenty of subject matter in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, mate, there's loads.
All right, so what? I take it this is in the right order. What are we kicking off with here, PG?
We're talking about the JFK files, the release of the highly anticipated JFK files.
Okay,
from
so
Orange Man.
from the Orange Man.
Not
so
me.
Directly from the Orange
not
Synagogue.
AJ, the Orange Man in the corner. So this is from Clandestine. Right, the JFK files are less about JFK's assassination and more so an accumulation of evidence that the CIA are not carrying out their primary mission of intelligence gathering and instead are focusing on regime change around the globe. JFK found out, they didn't like that. JFK uncovered that the CIA were not serving the American people and were there serving their own personal interest, which was mostly global domination via espionage and covert operations. JFK found out the CIA were essentially trying to take over the world, and he tried to stop them.
Now here at the bottom, we have a highlighted segment.
President Kennedy joined the board meeting, and when the discussion turned into a recommendation of a prior board, the president referred to a recommendation that covert action programs of the CIA may not have been worth the risk, nor worth the great expenditure of manpower and money. The CIA concentration on such activities had tended to detract substantially from the execution of its primary intelligence gathering mission. So yeah, I mean,
They've strayed, basically.
yeah, or have been completely taken over
Well, that's
by an outside entity, which is certainly not working for the good of America. So I guess on the face of it, right, there's nothing here that would be surprising fact-wise to anyone that's been paying attention for a few years.
No.
This is
not
exactly what we already knew.
But is this just going to be another Epstein files
What, the ones
release?
they didn't release?
Yeah, which was just nothing really in it that anyone knew anyway.
Or is this part of the plan to reduce the credibility and reduce the power of all of these
Oh, it's all about
institutions?
governmental collapse, yeah, for sure. Because then in comes Enki Mus with his AI god.
So what else was released with this? Was there other talk about like 9/11 and something else? Because I know Trump was listing
They
this,
said we're
wasn't he?
going to release the JFK files and the Martin Luther King
That's it.
files, didn't they?
And wasn't there also a mention of like some alien files as well?
The anything they know about UFOs or UAPs, whatever the fuck they're calling them these days. But we'll see. Next slide, Michael. Let's go next
Okay.
slide.
Well, it's an interesting happening from the last couple of weeks. We'll see what comes of that.
So here we've got this is a document from the released documents. So in the yellow highlighted here, it says, "Now we have plenty of money out." Sorry, you read it, Michael, because I can't see it from over there.
Now we have plenty of money. Our new backers are Jews, and soon we or they will take care of Kennedy.
So that was an actual documented conversation.
Wait a minute. Title of caption: Lee Harvey Oswald, assassination of Kennedy, President Kennedy. So this is actually the investigation into Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
Which many people think was
But this is a quote. This is in quotes. Look, this is in inverted commas, the highlighted bit. So this is where
this is what's come out in the
somebody-
official report.
Yeah. So now you've got on the right here amendment to IHRA, working definition of anti-Semitism to include conflating the assassination of JFK with Jews and/or Israel.
Whoa.
That is now from the 19th of March 2025.
Hold on a minute.
It's now.
See, there's a 33 down there as well.
Yeah, of course.
30. Right next to date, it just says 338. So what's 338? How can that be a date? That can't be a
It's on
month.
there. Is that a stamp?
Yeah, maybe there's a missing number. So what they're trying to say here is at the same time, an allegedly classified government document into the assassination of Kennedy has come out.
Which is clearly
implicating Jews, while simultaneously the working definition of anti-Semitism is being broadened, so that even includes conflating the assassination of JFK with Jews and/or Israel.
Well, they couldn't have put it out at the time, could they? Let's be honest. It was only 20 years after the, obviously, like the Holocaust and stuff like that. So.
Well, careful there, careful.
Oh yeah, we're on a peasant tube, so I've got to be careful what I say.
Yeah, but we're not even that, mate. You don't want to be starting spreading misinformation, even mentioning the Holocaust.
Whatever you do, don't do that.
Anyway, yeah, guys, that's just another reason to sign up to our Patreon.
Yeah, if you sign up there, you might one day get the link to the special editing documentary that we're still working on.
But this is, and don't forget, Michael, you just said says the working definition. That because it's working, it's not finished.
Yeah,
They're just adding to this constantly. Anything they want to now label as anti-Semitic, they can just chuck
what is
it in
the
there.
IHRA? International. Your guess is as good as mine. Working
I'll
definition.
Michael it here quickly.
IHRA.
THRA 33. Anyone would think it's an inside job.
Amendment to the IHRA working definition of anti-Semitism.
It's the International Holocaust Remembrance
I
Alliance.
knew it! I bloody knew it.
The problem is
Right,
you're fucking
next subject.
retarded.
I was like, next
move on.
subject. I was
Let's
like,
move
next
on
subject.
because-
This is going to get us in trouble. And then you put this as the next slide.
But this is a carefully constructed Schwab show.
It's clearly racist.
Oh dear.
Now they know who killed JFK.
Okay, so yeah, although this new groundbreaking information has been released, it was instantly made unacceptable to talk about it by the council that decides what is acceptable to talk about or not, and which historic events you're allowed to question or not.
From the International Holocaust Remembrance Association.
Okay. So that was one happening from the last couple of weeks. What's next?
Well, it says here that would go back.
Yeah.
That's it. It says,
Oh right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Come on, Michael.
Mate, I didn't even read the bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this is
come
the
on,
ultimate
Michael.
segue. So they know who killed JFK. Quick, talk about the pyramids. Oh mate, yes. Okay, I see where you're going now. This is the thing. I'm not used to flipping a slideshow that I haven't
not
made
knowing what
myself.
it
I
is.
don't
Right.
necessarily know what I'm looking at.
So, a heated debate has erupted among Egyptologists after researchers claim to have found an underground city beneath the pyramids of Giza. In the discovery, based on radar images, groundbreaking or exaggerated.
Italian research led by Prof. Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa say they've uncovered a vast underground network beneath the Egyptian pyramids. They claim the radar shows massive vertical shafts, spiral staircases, channels resembling pipelines for a water system, and a hidden world of structures more than 2,000 feet beneath the surface. They even suggest the legendary Hall of Records, a perpetrated library tied to ancient Egypt lore, could lie within this underground complex.
When we magnify the images in the future, we will reveal that beneath it lies what we can only be described as the true underground city, the team said at a press conference.
So
I'm sure everyone's aware of this. It's been all over social media. It's been on mainstream. I think Piers Morgan has just released Piers Morgan Uncensored, where they're debating this.
have we got a video on this?
Yeah, keep going, Michael. Keep going.
Okay. So these are some diagrams that apparently describe what they found with this ground penetrating radar. Let's make this a bit bigger. And just get rid of that. And then maybe do this. No. Something like that.
Bearing in mind they're saying this goes down 2 kilometres.
It's quite far. I mean, the instant thing that I thought was what is this? What has this been powering? Was this?
Bro, I said to you, didn't I? I said, these go directly to the Antarctic servers.
yeah. Maybe this is like a
Shout out to ZZ.
a TP link to extend
To me, look,
extend
look
the
at
signal.
This left image here, to me, that looks like fucking beehives on the top.
Yeah,
It's like little beehives or something.
those are. I think they're supposed to represent chambers inside the pyramid, but the pyramid is just like a diagram. See?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just does look like would kind of make sense that it's those.
So were they
what we
saying-
see is just like the lid of some type of machine.
So are they saying that this coil round these tubular things are spiral staircases? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
Because
but-
to me, that looks like some kind of electrical conductor
like
device.
yeah, it looks like some sort of charging device.
Or a fucking spring.
Yeah.
or something like. Do they not? Is there ground breaking queef radar not good enough to see if there's actual steps on these things or not? I don't know anything about
but
this
all we've got to go by is these poorly rendered 3D images.
It just reeks of like the fucking Indian moon landing. It just does.
It looks like they've used the same software.
Like, they're shit fucking images. Like, and on the right here, they says so you've got these spring type cylinder structures, and it's just two giant cubes.
Powering two cubes. There's each one of those cubes has got a different universe in. Those are backup universes.
Yeah.
For when
I just see Rick and Morty flying off in that little machine.
So they could be springs, right? Potentially.
Well,
Imagine spring-loaded pyramids.
I would argue, excuse me, if they're real,
No, it's definitely not.
It's more electrical.
Well, I just need to check the comments here because don't worry, we're not being totally sucked in by this. We're just trying to break it down one bit by bit.
No, we're just reporting on cloud.
Yeah. People are saying they've already been debunked. What I said earlier on is like I swear this story had come out before. Like years ago.
Well, I mean, just keep going, Michael.
Still in internet use.
Maybe hit the next slide there.
All right,
It's
okay.
like somebody found on the History Channel. Do you know what I mean?
Well, ancient aliens.
Careful now, let's not ruin the Schwab show. This is what Jason Archaics believes is going on here. The Dunning-Krugers and Bath Parrots have unleashed this new Great Pyramid underground mystery. Don't fall for it. I read the original report. Total Facebook educated younger dry as crap. There's got to be an intel op running whose mission is to release psyop after psyop into the social media sphere. I'm still sick sleeping. I may do a vid on the report and how these guys have magnified it into something more. So he's saying don't fall for it, it's bullshit. He actually said, I watched the video he released. He's saying it's ancient aliens, Gaia, adult fantasy bullshit. He says it's just 2 kilometers underneath the ground. Come on.
History Channel, basically.
Expect that guy with funny hair to pop up and go, it's aliens. What's his name? How do you pronounce that guy's name?
George
Tsoukalos.
Yeah.
Tsoukalos or something. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, before I spoke to PG about it, my initial thought, like I said a minute ago, I'm sure that this story came out years ago. And it was quite similar. There was a couple of YouTube videos about it.
I showed you that picture, didn't I, of the pyramids, and then it was like a cut-out image, and there was like, they were the top of obelisks. Do you remember there was that image going around? Yeah, and it's an AI image. It's not a real image, but it's very similar. Like if you've got these.
Well, I've seen that image being shared next to this.
But the point Jason Archaics is saying, right? He made a video, and in it he cited a previous video which he released a couple of years ago. Which in that video he cites 5 old books, ancient books that all talk about structures underneath the Great Pyramid. So he says this is nothing new.
So he's not saying there aren't structures underneath the pyramid.
No, he's saying 2 kilometers under the ground. This is bullshit. Gaia, adult fantasy, Graham Hancock, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Joe Rogan shit. This is what he says.
It's Joe Rogan quality.
And, like, no matter what anyone thinks of Jason Archaics' work, no one's gone to debate him. No one's debunked him on anything he said. So I'm going to go with the dude who's not been debunked compared with the people he's debunked all of their shit who's saying about this stuff.
Because as soon as I heard about this, I saw some other
the
people
NPC
going,
peasants lapping this up. They must love it.
Oh, I saw a lot of people going, "Oh, wait till Jason hears about this," and I thought, yeah, is he
That's
gonna...
what I said.
Yeah, and I was thinking, well, surely he would have already known about this, but maybe because this is an old story that's just being rehashed.
Becky showed me this. Becky S Investigate showed me this when it first came out from X. She showed me the video of it, and I was like, "Shit, this is fucking wild." I was like, "Jason Archaics could be all over this."
Thought Criminal says it's from the Total Recall movie, and that's it. They've got that. That's a great shout, Thought Criminal in Total Recall, and I actually think they showed it better in the originals. It was all about having finding this old alien technology that was hidden beneath the surface of Mars. And when you press the button, it goes, no, don't do that. It will blow up the planet. But what it did was it sent these like supercharged hot cores down into the ice of the planet and like melted all the water and basically just turned the atmosphere on.
This is why the ice caps are melting. It's all because of these coils.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe that's why we have ice caps, is because these coils have been turned off.
That's why they're fighting over Antarctica now.
There could be, we said, didn't we, that Godvaj, he was saying that half of the realm might have frozen itself for protection from parasite infestation.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the way it's doing. Maybe this is what Enki, not Enki Musk, actual Enki from the Anunnaki, who built this technology in. If there is something under there, if not, maybe it's just more pyramid structure. If there is resets and mud and there is mud floods and stuff like that, maybe the pyramid that we see is just the top of something. Maybe it's not this underground, but maybe there is something underground. It's been reported 5 different times by people in the ancient world.
It's definitely not 2 kilometers long, though, is it? Like, that's a bit.
I think 2 kilometers underground. Fuck me, come on.
Check out some of the comments. Kieran D, what has he said here? I really cannot wait for the Mars show when they start like pretending they're actually on Mars.
Yeah, but are we just going to get more Indian CGI?
In Area 52, the Hollywood stage, yeah. Is that what
I think it's supposed to be in Arizona where they've clocked where the rovers from Mars and they've done the geo mapping.
No, it's Canada.
Is it Canada?
It's Canada, yeah. Oh no, sorry, I think I'm talking about the moon.
You could probably use a number of different locations and just use the same filter on it to give it the same lighting.
I think you're right. Yeah. It was Canada that they have located where they did the moon.
Or they just
pictures.
They just nick the set from The Martian. That'll do.
Next slide, Michael. What
Next slide. Okay, so I think we have got a video of this phenomenon.
It's labelled.
No, it's called
Pedo Sky.
Pedo Sky. Check this out. I'll just play it one more time. No, there's no sound. There's no sound. No, it's literally just that. Just the pedo symbol in the sky. Sorry, guys. AJ hasn't got headphones in the corner. We need to see it. That's my fault.
I feel like I'm at a silent disco right now.
Right, we need to go back up to this one. So, what are we saying about this? Because I've seen this is everywhere. People posting about it. What the official story is?
SpaceX rocket fuel discharge. No,
fuel dump. Yeah,
fuel dump.
Because then we had loads of peasants screaming about like if SpaceX is dumping fuel all over the peasant sphere, like, why am I paying my climate tax?
Yeah, he's literally got a $33 billion rocket with 33 boosters on it, just dumping like the highest octane fuel into the atmosphere.
I wonder what the road tax is on one of those.
Sadiq Khan will know.
My mate just had to insure his Subaru Impreza. It was like 750 quid. Not insure it to tax it. Sorry,
I bet a SpaceX rocket isn't fucking ULEZ compliant, is it?
No, of course it's not. But then Enki Muscle was say the same as Bill Gates. He would just pay more. I'll just give more money. I'd take off you peasants anyway.
Bill Gates says like he offsets it. Like I built 5 yachts out of special carbon fiber to offset the carbon.
Right.
Yeah,
that's good maths. That is.
So then we've got on the right here. Numerous worldwide Neolithic rocks art shows sky spirals 10,000 years or older, all continents. So there's 3 separate rock formations here with these pictures of swells in the sky.
So if it's some sort of natural formation in the sky that's been witnessed for 10,000 years or more, why are they lying about it saying it's a SpaceX dump?
Well, if it's something to do with the oncoming 2040 reset,
Phoenix event,
yeah, potentially might be so. I don't know.
Maybe it's just
why is it being documented?
Are all these rocks?
But if it's not relevant,
are all these rocks from different parts of the world?
Yeah, 3 all different continents. It says here.
Maybe that's what a Mandela effect's happening in real time looks like as it ripples through the peasant sphere. I don't know. It could be anything, couldn't it? But the fact is,
or it just could be a simple distraction.
Yeah,
just
it's like the Aurora Lights. Do you remember that? Everyone was loving that for a couple of weeks.
Well, that you can only see with your phone camera.
Yeah. that
What
shit,
a surprise! Yeah.
With the fucking chemtrails in the sky.
Yeah, that's it.
So people saying that the quiet one says holograms ? What's Lord Diesel saying? I wonder what kind of alloy Musk is made of. Yeah, we've been a bit button light tonight. What's going on, PG? Been very.
I'm just babysitting the Schwab show.
You've been very sparing with the buttons. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to bet it's something like this. That this is actually quite a common occurrence that has been witnessed as these rocks are depicting for thousands of years. Because there are lots of sky phenomenon which we don't know what they are, but the fact that everyone's suddenly looking at this and going, "What is it?" is more of a fact that it's probably been shown to them by an algorithm, and it's actually something that you could probably, if you searched it, this happened 5 years ago, this happened 20 years ago,
or it could be part of the peasant sphere programming.
It looks like something from a Van Gogh painting. As well,
it could be.
It does.
You know what
it could be some programming that's built into the simulation that just happens.
Or is this like a glitch, like a failing part of the simulation where you're seeing more weird things in the sky? Brett Atkinson says it's the holosphere is revealing its hidden machinery.
Turns out it's a fidget spinner.
Actually, says the hollow fair. It says here the hollow.
Is that hollow pair?
Hollow fair.
Holofair. That's a cool word too. The holofair.
Right, next slide, Michael.
Okay.
What we got here?
Oh right. Okay. So this was quite a big story from the last couple of weeks.
This was about the meltdown at Heathrow that everyone heard about. This is Jeremy Vine actually did a whole segment on his show about the retardation of this.
Noticed a lot of attacks on even if it's propaganda and like fear-based attacks, a lot of attacks on aviation and air travel recently. So many videos of people looking out the plane window and the wings all flapping, the window coming out, people getting sucked out the window. I've seen all sorts recently.
I saw somebody posted they got off a Ryanair flight somewhere. You know where you get off and you have to walk down the steps off the plane and you walk on the runway through your little peasant bit, where you don't get off into the tunnel bit. Somebody turned around, took a picture of the plane. There was a fucking hole under the wing, like a decent panel just completely missing from the flight that they'd just been on. They're like, how is this? So, and this is being broadcast out.
So we've noticed an increased amount of bad stories about air travel. I'd say for the last probably 2 years, but probably sort of culminating, steeping upwards.
It's all since COVID, isn't it? The prices of air travel's gone up. That went up first. It's now, I mean, you know as well as I do, to get over to Thailand now, it's double what it used to be.
Yeah, the prices are a lot more volatile.
If you want to cross the Atlantic as well to go to the States, it's £1,000 now.
You have to pay the Schwab tax.
You've got to pay the Schwab tax, Michael.
Got to pay the Schwab tax. So why are we talking about air travel? Because London Heathrow, arguably the most busy airport in the world. I think.
Well, I think it's the main centre part to the UK infrastructure.
Yeah,
isn't it, Heathrow Airport.
It's if it's not the busiest in the world, it's in the top 3. Was basically shut down, and I was out of the country when this happened. I was thinking, it's my flight on Tuesday, because this happened on a Friday and a Saturday, I think. The whole of the airport basically lost power, including like thousands of homes that are all around it as well. And for anyone that's ever been to Heathrow, you know like how massive it is.
Because of a fire, no?
Yeah, there was a fire at a substation,
which was actually 2 miles away.
So it says here Scotland Yard was looking at the fire at the substation as a potentially criminal matter. A fire that led to the closure of Heathrow last week is no longer being treated as a potential criminal matter, Scotland Yard says.
Before we go any further, I need to give a shout out to Carsten. We've got a new Peasantron subscriber.
Welcome to the Peasantron gang,
shout
Carsten.
out, big up yourself, enjoy all the content on there, man.
33 Club.
Should join the special club.
The special club.
So
no one's disappointed on there.
No, there's no disappointed people. The Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command have been leading the investigation to establish the cause of the blaze at the nearby electrical substation in Hayes.
It says here, look, fucking 1,300 flights were affected, whether they were diverted or weren't allowed to take off or whatever. 1,300 flights. You think about that, the havoc that must have caused worldwide. whether it's for business, for
Well,
people getting around.
they said it was 200,000 passengers.
Imagine the
That is
people that
ridiculous.
couldn't have got to Turkey for their hair transplant or their teeth done.
Yeah, this would have really, really caused a backlog in the turkey teeth supply chain.
It would have, mate. And it's summer's coming up. And
I heard their stocks went down.
Yeah, people lost money.
Yeah.
we have got a video about this.
Okay.
It's here, Heathrow, Michael. That one there.
So,
Let's-
so what caused the fire, and namely, why wasn't there a backup in place?
Having spoken to an industry expert, it appears that Heathrow had changed its backup systems in order to be, wait for it, net zero compliant, and therefore they had got rid. Having spoken to an industry expert, it appears that Heathrow had changed its backup systems in order to be, wait for it, net zero compliant, and therefore they had got rid of their diesel generators and had moved towards a biomass generator that was designed not to completely replace the grid, but work alongside the grid. And therefore, basically, their net zero compliant backup system has completely failed in its core function at the first time of asking. I mean, it beggars belief.
So that is
Beggars belief.
That is Richard Tice, the Reform Party UK deputy leader, or one of them.
Yeah.
And this is again like it's just net zero bullshit. So obviously the Reform Party are saying scrap net zero, want to get rid of it. I guarantee 90% of the UK would agree with that. They want it gone, but they're still going ahead with the net zero anyway. And then this is going to be the saviour. Reform guys, vote reform. We'll sort it all out.
Because basically Trump has sacked off all of that stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah. The
climate
Reform
accords and all that kind of stuff.
UK, I believe, is the essentially UK MAGA.
So do you think that it's that deep that this could be literally taking into consideration what he just said about the biomass generator? Is this actually some anti-green, anti-woke terrorism and propaganda to say, look, when you go to green and you go to net zero, this is what happens? One small fire in a substation, Heathrow out of action. Because I've heard conflicting reports that basically said, even though they said that the backup generator failed, it's now come out that there was enough power stored in the sub-batteries or something like this to carry on powering Heathrow through the whole time.
And they didn't use it.
And they didn't, and it wasn't used. So either way, you know, if this wasn't
it will be
planned
used.
happening, which it probably was,
It will
it's a
be
massive
used.
fuck up.
Yeah. But nothing's a coincidence here, Michael, in the similitude.
And did anyone else hear that in the mainstream media people were blaming this on Putin?
Oh yeah. This was
It was on the Mirror. It was in the Sun. Nice bit of like World War III propaganda going on.
Yeah, they love stuff like that.
They do. They want you in fear, and they want you thinking about horrible things.
In
that
the
they wanna
fear
plan.
sphere.
Yeah, the fear sphere. The thing is, though, like as far as what, so let's just play out that idea. Putin wants to attack the UK. So a small fire in a substation started that happens to be connected to this new biomass generator that didn't work, and you shut down Heathrow for one day. That would probably have an effect on like tens of thousands of Russian people, and people transiting from other parts of the world to go back to Russia through Heathrow, because it's a massive hub, airport hub, not just for people taking direct flights, but for people doing layovers and stuff like that, especially people that are going from Europe to America, because we're obviously further west towards the Atlantic Ocean. So, yeah.
Next slide, Michael.
Next slide.
Let's see what we've got. More net zero bullshit here, by the looks of it.
Is this the Amazon Road?
The WEF demands global ban on homegrown food to meet net zero.
That makes perfect
So
sense.
I've just planted my parsnips out a couple of weeks ago. I've got tomatoes, tender stem broccoli in the greenhouse ready to go out. And now Schwab's telling me I can't put it out.
And it's bad for the
I was
environment.
planting
is it?
sweet corn. My raspberry canes have already come back for next
it's
year.
you,
My
it's
strawberries
you
are ready to go.
creating all the fucking pollution, growing your vegetables.
That's it, is it?
Fucking Nazi.
But then it stops me from getting in my car, Michael, and going to a supermarket, which they build with building materials, which is all powered on diesel and shit like that. Surely, if I just grow my own shit in my own little God,
But
hey.
like, listen to what it says. The World Economic Forum is demanding that global governments enforce bans on members of the general public growing food at home in order to supposedly lower emissions. So it's not just we're going to ban you from growing your own food. It's because you're supposedly doing it to lower emissions. Why would no one that's growing their own food is thinking that. They're just thinking, I want to grow my own food so it's not poisoned by people like Schwab.
Yeah.
You think I want to do growing this food to help you with your targets and your goals for the Great Reset?
Yeah, but also, how would that affect net zero? Like, realistically, like, you're literally helping out the environment by doing it yourself.
AJ,
you know?
these nutters produced a whole paper that said growing your own food at home was per capita 5 times worse than the environment than factory farming.
What with their massive machinery?
Yeah, or growing it inside a greenhouse or something like that. Yeah.
Look at Schwab's face. Look at his mouth. Doesn't he look like a bit of a toad?
He does look very toad-like.
Doesn't he?
He looks
That
like
mouth.
he licks a toad's arse.
He's got literally no chin. Where's his chin? He's
it's
got a set of balls on his fucking mouth.
Nah,
under
he
his
looks
mouth.
more like a tortoise or like
Yeah, he does. Yeah, like an old turtle.
Turkey neck.
So on the right here, Michael, we've just got the utter hypocrisy coming up. Look, this is absolute clown world retardation. Read it out, Michael.
Oh yeah, we covered this the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good next to this one. Acres of the Amazon rainforest trees cut down to build road for a climate summit. Mate, this one's crazy. Like, more than 1,500 miles away from Rio de Janeiro will host. So they've. Please don't tell me this city of Belém is 1,500 miles deep into the rainforest from Rio. Why didn't they just have it in Rio de Janeiro?
Just fucking move it somewhere else, man. Just don't host it there.
They could have had it anywhere.
Yeah.
They chose the Amazon
Just
rainforest.
don't host it there.
And then what they'll do is they'll blame it on us.
Literally, it says here that the COP thing, the whole idea of this COP thing, is to assess how to reduce emissions and adapt to the impact of climate change. Former host cities include Glasgow, Nairobi, Berlin, Dubai, and Durban. All of those cities are much, much more suitable to have this in. Like, is this really a real picture?
I mean, what I don't get is how people watch the news, believe this, and think it's a good idea.
But it's not about that. It's not about that. I'll tell you exactly what's going on here. This is underlying social engineering. Everyone can see how fucking retarded this is.
Retarded.
Everyone can see it.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Because the point is, in the future, they're going to be like, look what the fucking governments did. Look what people do. Now we're going to have to pass it to AI. Because AI will do the best.
Yeah, you're not responsible enough.
That's it. You're not responsible enough.
You can't take responsibility
That's
for your
what
own
it is.
actions.
This is, everyone can clearly see. The social engineers probably thought, where's the most retarded place? Is it that or Antarctica?
And who's the most
Wasn't
retarded
There
person?
Probably they was either drill through Antarctica and put up a 5-star resort.
Yeah, let's go and have a conference about melting snow caps.
Or plough 1,500 miles straight through the fucking rainforest. Which one are we going to pick, guys? They flip a coin, you think?
There is only one explanation. There is only one explanation for this. Ian Collins, you're right. They are taking the piss.
Becky S is watching the show at home. She just said to me, she's just messaged me saying, imagine the roadkill.
Yeah.
Imagine the fucking roadkill.
Like you could work out
bulldozers going through there.
You could work out how many animals you were killing per square inch by building this road. It'd be like thousands of animals.
That'll be in a GCSE maths test for years to come, I reckon. That question.
If we build 1,500 miles of super highway into the Amazon, per mile, how many animals do we make extinct?
Yeah.
Wow. This is just amazing. What an amazing, lovely privilege it is to live in Clanworld and to witness.
But still, Michael, it's my cabbages at home, which are causing the problem. It's my cabbages and my Brussels sprouts for Christmas time that are causing the problem.
I told you not to do that.
It's in your greenhouse.
Yeah. It's causing the problem. Schwab says.
I've got to sacrifice those chickens I've kept in the back garden to Lord Schwab for the good of the environment.
That's it.
Holy shit.
Next slide, Michael. What have we got here?
Okay.
China's new 3D printer uses graphene and AI to build and cook food at the same time.
Tasty tech in a flash. Right, so let's break this down. Right, I know how a 3D printer works, and it generally, like, you know, it uses lasers and it may be a hot, stringy piece of plastic to do the 3D printing or other similar materials. But this 3D printer is taking it to the next level. It's using graphene and AI. Okay, so the you know, the apertures that are making the choices for the moving thing, I can see how AI is going to be used for that. But why are they using graphene for something that is like?
I think we all
to
know
build
the answer to
and
that,
cook
Michael.
food. unless you were trying to make what was previously known as a carbon-based life form into sort of like this new graphene. Because graphene is a form of carbon, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So you think about it, from the farmer's point of view. Well, these peasants are currently made of carbon. Imagine what we could do to them if they're made of graphene.
But read the caption on top right, Michael.
Unveiled on March 8th, 2025 by Hong Kong University of Science and Technology researchers, these 3D printer fuses graphene and AI for a culinary leap. Per interesting engineering in a laser-induced graphene LIG infrared heater as it cooks and prints. Whoa! So it prints pre-cooked food.
Yeah, it's cooking as it comes out.
No
the printer.
way! This is like in science fiction movies where you just put. It looks like a microwave. You press whatever you want, and it just.
Do you remember
creates it.
Back to the Future? Do you remember where they were having, and he just put this tiny little thing in the microwave, and then it like popped up.
Yeah. Or, well, in Star Trek,
something like that.
Yeah, Star Trek. You know,
yeah, they just rendered the renderer could render any type of food you want. But this is
that
basically
what we're calling it? The renderer.
Yeah,
the renderer. So infrared heater cooks it as it prints, hitting 137 degrees C on the surface and 105 degrees C on the sides, using just 14 watts, a fraction of an oven's 1,000 to 2,000 watts. Tested with starch-based cookie dough, it extrudes the break and bakes layers instantly, keeping shapes.
That sounds disgusting. Oh, you know, from years to come,
So,
it's going to be like future.
But look at the math.
generations,
Like they're going to force you to use this shit because if it's taking, was it 14
well,
watts?
before you needed a whole factory to bake cookies. Now you can just like fucking
laser
them into existence using graphene.
Well, imagine in the future, yeah, like your kids, like they come down and you go, yeah, I really fancy cookies. I swear, I'll just get the renderer out.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the kids doing home economics at school?
Well, you've never need to learn.
It's just like digitalised food, mate.
Oh my god! But like they're not even hiding it. With this food is made of graphene, and Al Gore cooks it with a laser.
Chef Gore.
If you thought regular Clown World food was bad for you, like if you thought regular Clown World food was bad for you with all of the E numbers and all of the toxic poisons in, imagine how bad this is. This will literally transform you into a completely different
it's
type
still
of meat
going to
suit.
have all that stuff in it.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the foundational. That'll be like the sausage that you feed into it before it gets mixed with graphene and Al Gore's magic.
So you're going to have your Tesla bot. You're going to have your Tesla bot like pouring MSG and fucking E numbers directly into the 3D printing machine. And then it will just come and deliver them directly to your smart city pod. Grab me one, Michael, while you're out there. So yeah, the implications of this are horrifying in the future. And with the maths here that they're saying that it's 14 watts using to cook this as opposed to 1,000 to 2,000, it's only a matter of time before Klaus Schwab absolutely demands that every peasant in the realm is using graphinated, digitalised food.
Yeah, they'll make sure there's one in every home as well.
Every
smart
smart pod,
one,
every
you're gonna
smart
get
pod.
taxed.
That's it. Yeah, you
That's
will
it.
be.
That's what's going to happen.
They're going to be an oven tax.
Yeah,
there'll be an
there
oven
will be
tax.
an oven tax.
Yeah.
100%.
And then it'll be like by 2050, there'll be no electric ovens produced.
They'll have inspectors as well that come around your house and taste your food, and they'll be like,
see if there's enough graphene in
it. This does not taste rendered enough.
This is real food. This is banned.
Right,
but if you think about it, wait. Let's be honest. Well, if there's going to be like some food shortage when the global supply chain breaks down because Clownwell just ultimately fails, it's like if you don't have one of these and like you're not growing your own food, you basically won't be able to get any food. It's like, well, you want to risk growing food outside and get arrested by
because your neighbours will just
the
fucking
Schwab
report
bot
you,
that sees you. No, we just use the renderer. Let's just have some graphene cookies.
So right, let me get this straight. So Andy can't obviously have his own food in his greenhouse. However, if he gets a renderer in his greenhouse, he's allowed to make his own food.
I could render in my greenhouse.
Yeah.
You 3D print your lettuce and stuff.
Yeah.
But that means you'd have to probably...
Graphene lettuce, Michael.
Graphene lettuce.
Would it come out black?
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Nah,
Someone's
just,
put
just
here.
spray it. You know?
Right, next slide, Michael. Let's move
Okay.
on here. Right. So now we're on to, I'd say, the main segment. This is
Okay.
the main segment of Clown World this week. It's all about the boatmen, the radical mariners, and Lance coined last night.
No, Radical Mariners was like a few weeks ago. I
No,
can't-
Lance, what did you coin last night?
Oh, pirates from the clan of
No,
Soros.
the Vikings. Soros Vikings.
Soros
man.
Vikings.
The Soros Vikings. Okay, the Radical Mariners, the Soros Vikings, a very prominent topic of conversation here in the UK. Same as immigration was
The Knights Hotelier.
in the MAGA. Right. So we've got here on the left, updated with sentence: man jailed for taking bomb to hospital and planning attack on RAF base.
When's it? 21st of March.
So this Mohammed, obviously, Mohammed Farouk,
Farouk.
29, was arrested outside the maternity ward of St John's Hospital in Leeds on the 20th of January 2023 after showing a member of the public a gun and saying that he felt like killing everyone. When police arrived, Farouk, a former student nurse at the hospital, told officers he had a bomb, and subsequent search of his bag revealed a pressure cooker with wires attached. Bomb disposal experts attended and confirmed the homemade explosive was a viable device, Michael.
They probably gave it to him. Was this guy being watched by...
I don't know, he looks like a fucking retard.
He looks like someone they've just found like some down the day centre.
I mean, you've got to be pretty retarded to walk around, show a peasant your gun and be like, yeah, I just fancy killing everyone.
The problem is you're fucking retarded.
yeah, stood outside with the bomb straps. You're going, I feel like killing everyone.
So this is just, another... And then on for Nigel Farage here, heading up Reform Party. In May, the English county elections are due to take place. We'll be hosting the biggest ever campaign launch rally in modern British political history with thousands in attendance. Very Trump-esque, Michael, like a Trump rally. And look, I've circled here where they're doing it. They're doing it in Birmingham.
Oh, wow.
And Birmingham received the, Multicultural City of the Year?
No, it's Bradford.
Sorry, Bradford. Or it basically, if you go to Birmingham now...
This got it a couple of years ago.
Basically like... Pakistan or Afghanistan. It's somewhere with a stand. Birmingham.
Yeah.
We should be calling it now. And he's choosing to host the biggest...
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go down well.
biggest far-right rally in the middle of Birmingham.
Yeah.
So...
That looks like a massive piece of peasant bait. Let me just make this bigger.
Before we go any further, get rid of the overlay, Michael, because we're going to play a video next.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to miss any of these videos.
Before we get any further with what's going on in the UK, as we've speculated that we are on a 4-year cycle behind the USA, we're just going to show you a video of what's currently going on
César Eliseo Sortomaya.
Easy!
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That is what Donald Trump, the Orange Messiah, is doing about their illegal immigrant problem in the US. And then we got people delivering bombs to maternity wards.
And showing people guns.
And Nigel Farage is the one saying that they're going to deport.
So the word on Peasant Street is that what we just saw was essentially MS-13 gang members and gang leaders that have been...
The worst of the worst, Michael.
The worst of the worst that have been rounded up in America by ICE or other three-letter agencies. And they've actually been extradited.
To El Salvador.
Yeah, El Salvador, or... I think some of them also gone to Venezuela. This is the story. Now, we've already got people in the comments saying this is all fake, it's a movie.
That's what I thought it was.
When Becky S showed me this, I was like, this literally looks like a fucking movie trailer.
It looks like something like
It's
prison.
certainly been shot like a movie.
The point is the people in the UK are going to see this and be like, why the fuck don't we get that? You see, they've got Apache helicopters cruising around. Look at the show of force there with all the vehicles, lights flashing. Like, look at him, like eyes down, not allowed to look at anyone.
Quite a prominent
shaving
YouTuber,
their heads.
Quite a prominent YouTuber, right? And I forgot his name. Went to one of those prisons, right? And those prisons are real. Those prisons are the most hardcore prisons in the world. Not because the conditions are really bad and they're dangerous inside. These prisons are fucking spotless. They're like super complexes. The ratio of guards to prisoners is 10 times higher than prisons in the West, because in those countries, if you put money into those prisons, you can afford to employ a lot of people. It doesn't cost much to employ them. There's like 70 or 80 guys in one cell, and they have 1 square meter, no bed, nothing. You just have to sleep on the floor. You're doing 30 years, you sleep on a concrete floor for 30 years.
Rough.
Fucking hell.
And in this one cell, it's got 70 to 80 people in, and it's not squalor, it's fucking spotless. And most of the time, you are chained down all of the time.
Wow.
It's impossible to escape from one of these facilities. And this YouTuber went in there, and every single one of them in there was sat. They basically just weren't allowed to move. Any move, they've got a fucking gun in their face. And they were all like facial tattooed. The numbers gangs.
Yeah.
They were all those guys. A lot of them had like whole face skull tattoos. These were like the worst of the
the Nadranjiga.
The really bad sort of like super criminal gangs. So whether this is true or not, and I always point this out because obviously we're gonna have different views here about how credible and how accurate and whether this is actually realistically happening.
Does anyone actually know what prison that is?
I don't know. But
Because
there's more than one prison that looks like that. I think they're across 2 countries. I think this in El Salvador and Venezuela.
If somebody knows about this stuff, they could identify what prison that is. And I guarantee you, if that is an actual high security prison, they wouldn't be opening the gates and doing a theatrical thing with like to risk any shit happening. Surely not. Surely.
Well, if you think about it like this, it could be like a.
Or it could be a
scare the
complete
criminals,
Hollywood
it
set.
could
It could be a
propaganda,
completely
you know?
built Hollywood set, for all we know.
Yeah, exactly. But it could be used for like propaganda, as it were. So to scare the criminals, like, if you're not from this country, this will happen to you in a way. So
because that's what all the anti-Trumpers and the left are saying, that this is really happening. But they're not all MS-13 gang members. They're saying that he's just rounding up anyone that hasn't got papers, any undocumented migrant, and sending them to the worst prisons on earth. That's what the counter story is against it. I would say that I always take this position. Maybe it is a safe position. It's probably a combination of all three.
Yeah, I reckon. I definitely think so.
That is probably a completely rehearsed and
but
fake
just to show you
video,
what will happen.
maybe even including actors, but
that's actually what happens. Like,
those people really exist. Those
it
prisons
almost,
really exist, and I'm sure that Trump has pumped millions into those 3-letter agencies that are rounding people up.
And a few of those millions went into his marketing to produce that video.
Yeah, that cost at least $500,000 to produce that video.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's probably the best video I've seen in 2025. I'd say from Clown World. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Anyway, let's move on with the Schwab show here. Michael.
Okay. Where are we? How deep are we into the show? 1 hour 15. Should we play something and have a little break? How much have we got left? All right, I think we should. This one will take 4 minutes. So as we keep going on about, we had this amazing event 2 weeks ago called Rise Above Live in the Flesh. AJ, who we've got in the studio, is also a sick editor. And I actually, for once, delegated the editing work to someone else so that I didn't have to manically do it after the event.
We're doing the Schwab show. AJ's doing the editing. What exactly have you done this week, Lance?
I still had a very busy week, but AJ has made a sick edit. It's the after a movie of the event last week, so I'm just going to play that, and we'll be back in just over 4 minutes.
Enjoy, guys. What's your name? How are you? What are you doing here?
I'm
Amazing.
Fifi.
Yeah.
I'm from Swanage, just over the water over there.
Yep.
Met up with these guys a few years ago through Magix, who I'm friends with his mum, and they all came together through music, and then we had a meeting of minds.
Rules, regulation, improbable laws. Rules, regulation, no just cause. The bust an immovable object become an unstoppable force.
Greasing codes, greasing codes, greasing codes. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan, inside the Leviathan. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. Bear witness to this phenomenon, a clear sickness as it's coming on. That's their business, so I carry on beating my fist on the walls of Babylon. And it's vicious, if you're a vagabond in the British Isles, it ain't Avalon. The ambitious escape to the Amazon, life is malicious, climbing the echelon. So we gotta break them chains, do personal best and make them gains. It's a hurtful mess, so abstain from eternal threats on a long campaign. Enough stress, but we don't complain, and I'm hopeful, so I won't refrain from a global test. Gotta maintain on a mobile flex with no disdain. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan, inside the Leviathan. We're up against an immovable object. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. Up against an immovable object, placing bets on illusional odds set. Yo, it's cruel from the onset, killing you slow as the usual project. Still thriving despite the drawbacks. Ill writing, designing formats. This life gotta ride it raw back. The mind's climbing, not wiping the floor mat. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan, keeping watching the ice conspiring. Catch wind, sound up the siren. Fuse the flames in the furnace is firing. Not expiring, expanding, inquiring to gain understanding. A fall from the top equals a crash landing. Don't get fooled by the devil's rebranding. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. We're up against, they make the rules, they make the rules. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. They make the rules, greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. Greasing cogs. They make the rules, they make the rules. Greasing cogs. They make the rules, but we got the game plan. You ain't with it, get out the way, man. Short-sighted, take off the Ray-Bans. Sourcing ethical goods, not name brands. No bait plans, we execute. Blueprints get combed with a fine tooth. The control system is not absolute. Revealing the truth is the way to recruit the youth. Collating a man to the proof while they're stacking a man to the lies. Cracking the code is eternity striving. Like drinking the fountain of life. Like a rhythm that I'm already riding. Aiming to bring down the house in tonight. The mic's hidden with imminent rising. When I draw this run for your life. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. The Leviathan. Greets and gods. They make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greets and gods. Greets and gods inside the Leviathan. They make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greets and gods. Greets and gods.
We are back live.
We
in
are
the
back
place.
with Radio Michael.
Right here, right now, is where we draw the line. You have stolen my childhood.
Bless her.
We're back. Yeah, so massive shout out to AJ on the awesome edit there. And don't forget, the next event, the tickets go on sale on Monday morning, the first 33 early bird Peasantron discount tickets. But to know how to get them, you need to be signed up to Peasantron. Here
It's
is
the only
the
way,
QR
guys.
code.
It's the only way.
It's well worth it. You would save a lot of money on the
What was it,
tickets.
AJ? You did the mathematics there.
Oh,
was it
£11 a day?
Thank you, sir.
ladies and
£11
gentlemen,
a day.
£11 a day.
But that special
Absolute
discounted
bargain.
price, there's only 33 of those tickets available, so it will be a mad rush on Monday morning to get them.
Could you imagine all of Rise Above for just £11 a day in the flesh?
We have Martin Liedtke at the next event doing at least 2 presentations. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's get back to Clown World.
There's nothing like the smell of toasted rabbit in the morning.
Excellent. Just
that was perfectly timed.
It was actually really, really good. Okay. So we were talking about the onslaught of the radical mariners and the weaponized migration, which is hitting the West.
Michael, you talking about the Soros Vikings?
The Soros Vikings. While at the same time, we are juxtaposed with the American situation that are one clown cycle ahead of us. So the problem is still being presented here before the solution will be offered, which is what, you know, at the end of the day, the Orange Messiah is
that's what he's been tasked to
what
do.
he's been
Michael.
tasked is to provide the solution. Yes. Okay. So here, what have we got here? A selection of headlines. Right. There are some quite good ones in here, and these.
So this is all from GB Shield News
and the Daily Mail.
And the Daily Mail. So this is
and the Sun.
This is all radical mariner immigrant crime.
Sex offenders avoid deportation because he distrusts authority. Wow.
Get away with anything nowadays.
Judges say the Iranian man's poor mental health might lead him to react negatively if questioned in his home country. Pakistani migrant who sexually assaulted woman allowed to stay in the UK after claiming to be gay.
It's almost like the media want you angry. You know what I mean?
This is like
yes, it is.
This is like this is like fishing in a barrel using peasant bait, isn't it?
I'm having a bit of a ginger age moment here.
Albanian
It's not even fishing, mate. It's more just like apple bobbing.
Yeah.
Albanian
Reach in and
criminal
grab one.
was allowed to stay in UK because his son may have a learning disability. Rapist can't be deported because he's bisexual, judges rule. Indian paedophile allowed to stay in the UK claiming it would harm his family. UK cannot deport Nigerian convicted of rape, European court rules.
I wonder what they had to type into ChatGPT just to get these. Like.
So, guys, you get the point, right? And the point is, doesn't this just sound like the UK is such a fucking snowflake? Like, just be hard with these people. If they've committed horrific shit, sex crimes, rape, fuck off.
They should go to those prisons that
Just
Trump's
deport
got.
them. Yeah,
to
they
take
should go
them
into
to
El Salvador. This is the point.
Sending them to Uganda was wrong. We should be sending them to El Salvador.
And then don't forget, we've got Queer Stalin in charge, Mr. Trilateral Commission, who was a human rights lawyer. So, of course, it's going to be worse than ever that nobody's going to get deported. Because what was one you read out, Michael? Somebody said it was because there was one, last day in Britain. Confused. This is just ridiculous. Some of these I'm reading more that you didn't even read out. One of them was fucking retarded.
Look at this one. Iraqi asylum seeker was allowed to stay in Britain after immigration judge confused his home country with Iran. Tribunal heard.
You got a Pakistani migrant sexually assaulted woman allowed to stay in the UK after claiming to be gay. You could just claim to be gay.
A sick
Don't arrest me,
pedo.
officer, I'm gay.
A sick pedo who attacked teen girl allowed to stay in the UK because he's an alcoholic after appealing to woke EU court.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I mean,
it's just such peasant bait.
I want to know the person that comes up with this. Like, what goes through your head to write something like this?
Somali rapists can stay in Britain in human rights grounds.
Check that out. Look, bottom right. Home Office
Oh, sorry.
Home Office blunder let HIV rapists stay in Britain.
Wait, wasn't there a...
So not only are they raping people, they're raping people they've got sexually transmitted. Like, fuck.
And there was a Home Office blunder which allowed it to happen for the cream.
Just a Home Office blunder, Michael.
The
What a
cream of
blunder.
the crop. The cherry on top of the cake was that it was a Home Office blunder that let them stay after they were already known to be a HIV rapist.
Utterly ridiculous.
No, you skipped forward.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say whether all of these are true or not, they're probably not all true. I mean, there's definitely a problem going on, but I would say...
Or problems being presented.
The problems being presented, or you might as well just have, like AJ was saying, an AI chatbot write all of these out to get a proper spread and then to pump them out. Because
this one, top right, Nigerian fraudster who tricked woman out of 200 grand, allowed to stay in the UK as his wife and children need NHS.
Free
so they
healthcare
need
with
free
200 grand.
healthcare, so they're allowed to stay. After he's just ripped 200 grand off. Dude, go private. Wherever you're going in the world, like, go private.
Private healthcare.
You've got 200k, man. Fuck.
Shit. Yeah, this is... I mean... Remember what we said in the presentation: problem, reaction, final solution. The final solution to all of this is the same thing. Look how terribly corrupt the system is, to the point where it almost seems like they're deliberately...
People can't be trusted.
People just can't be trusted to do anything, especially not to implement the law or, enforce borders, or to maybe make policies to avoid people like this coming in, if all of this is true. Any way it goes, it's just saying that things are fucked.
That's it.
Yeah, and Skynet's
we are
responsible.
Skynet would never allow this to happen.
We are watching the propaganda of
Tesla,
the collapse of government in real time. This is we're in the stage where people are being propagandized to be like, fuck the government just can't do anything right, we need a new system.
And let's not pretend we have a free press, because if this stuff wasn't supposed to be seen by peasants, then it wouldn't be in the newspapers. It wouldn't be reported in all of these outlets.
Yeah, literally.
Even if you're on the internet, if you say something on the internet that the establishment doesn't like, you will just be struck off the internet, including what you said.
Think about it, Michael. All in your lifetime, that they don't report stuff which is going to make the government look bad. They brush it under the rug. Now it seems to be they're completely doing the opposite.
Yes,
they're literally.
I think that's what I was trying to say a minute ago.
Every fucking blunder out
in a sane, normal, corrupt society.
Yeah.
Even if this was all happening, which it probably is to some extent, this would normally be swept under the carpet. It would be...
And then you would have the occasional conspiracy theorist weirdo who's done some digging, actually found some stuff. But it would take, a long time to do that, and you'd just have one person piping up.
No, they want us to know this.
They literally... This is the apocalypse, the unveiling, whatever you want to call it. It's happening in real time in front of our eyes. And you've got the most incompetent people in power in Europe and in the whole of the West. Look at fucking Joe Biden, that fucking queer Macron with his trans wife
Sleepy
in
Joe.
France.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe.
And like fucking queer Stalin, who's just basically an Islamist. Like, look at it. Look at the level of it. What's the one in Scotland who let the Scottish judge who let a male trans prisoner be relocated to a female prison?
Weren't they already a rapist?
Yeah. And they were already a rapist. Like, you can clearly see that it's designed to enrage the public on a deliberate basis. Yeah. Otherwise, this shit just wouldn't be out into the peasants' fair.
Yeah, we are witnessing the planned demolition of Clown World, basically.
Well, you're easily led through fear as well. Like, if you see all this coming, all this, how can I put it? Well, let's look at the person in the Scottish prison, right? The transgender person,
the retard.
The absolute retard,
the mentally ill retard.
They literally put that through, and then the media, and now they're going to get the public's reaction.
Yeah,
what are you going to think? You're going to be angry, and when you're angrier, you're easier to control. So, if you look at the Sun, the Mirror, all these news outlets are literally there just to antagonise you.
Yeah.
So,
but I'd argue they want the public to be out of control.
Oh, 100%.
They would love it if the whole of a country rioted and they had to implement martial law under military lockdown, because then after that, that would be the catalyst.
Chaos is order is restored.
That would be the catalyst to then actually do. Maybe they're just beta testing different countries to see which one they can make actually the whole country revolt. Mate, like, shout out to Poland. We've got a little segment on Poland coming up, but shout out to Poland. Poland are actively shooting people on site who are trying to run across their borders, and there's like signs like 50 miles away before you get to the border saying that if you cross, you will be shot. And they are doing it. They're actively shooting people on site who are trying to cross their border.
And we can't solve some boats.
Shout out to Poland. We're a fucking island, right? We're supposed to have the strongest navy in the world. What the fuck are we paying the navy for?
Yeah, we can't even sink
What the fuck are we paying the navy for?
Right. Are we ready for the next subject?
We've seen it
I
twice.
mean, we're no. Keep going down here. Video, Michael.
Oh right, okay.
We've got 2 videos here.
Okay, what videos?
We got Boatman 1 and Boatman 2.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we're still on the Boatman subject.
This
right.
is like the main.
There's no doubt about it. This is a blow to that policy of smashing the gangs, using a law enforcement approach to try to dismantle the criminal networks on the other side of the channel. It was just at the top of the last hour that the Border Force vessel Ranger arrived into Dover Harbour with 66 migrants on board. But, you know, they're like London buses. You don't just get one, you get 3. 2 more small boats in the English Channel as we speak, making their way to UK waters, taking us well over now 30,000 in just 9 months, not even 9 months since Labour came to power. All the indicators heading in exactly the wrong condition. The long position as far as Labour is concerned, with not only no slowdown in the numbers crossing, but record numbers crossing. Already 6,100 this year alone, 40% up on the 4,300 who crossed the English Channel at this point last year.
So there we go. Some more peasant bait for you, Michael.
There's no way those numbers are accurate. Like, there's just the hotel in Bournemouth, the Roundhouse Boatman Hotel, it's got 500 of them in. There's no way it's as little as 6,000 a year.
That's just by boat, though, Michael. Let's go to Boatman 2.
I do think is the biggest betrayal, arguably, in British history. Labour is planning to move asylum seekers, illegal migrants and foreign nationals into brand new housing developments, quite possibly near you. Now, I sat on this very sofa and I warned you about this before the last election. I warned you in June, then I warned you in July, then I warned you in September, December, January and February. And you know what happened at the time? People on the left, they said this is dangerous, racist scaremongering. This will never happen. Well, what's happened today? It's proven to be the truth. And I want to read this to you now because it's a new document published by the Treasury's new Office for Value for Money. And this is what it states. It makes clear that Sir Keir Starmer's plan to build between 1.5 and 1.9 million new homes in England by 2029 will help reduce the need for asylum seekers to be funneled into hotels. Well, what do you make of that then? Is that not cast iron guarantees that Labour are going to put asylum seekers in these new houses that are quite possibly going to be built at the back of your house? But, oh, don't worry, you'll have a say in vetoing where these houses are built, won't you? Oh, no, because it looks as though local councils are going to have some of those powers stripped away from them. Instead, planning officers are going to be deciding where these houses are put. So your elected local officials will not have much of a say when it comes to vetoing them. And get this, though, I mean, this is the real shocker. According to Labour's Planning and Infrastructure Bill, I'm going to quote this again now, local councils, the same ones who will not really be able to object to where these houses are built, will have a statutory duty to engage with, quotes, racial, ethnic and religious groups. So what does that mean? Again, for you in your area. Where are these houses going to be built? Well, because of the sheer number and volume of houses that Labour have promised to build, they are going to have to be built on a lot of green belt land. That means the English countryside. It means areas with a strong sense of English culture. It means areas where people, okay, may have been born into, but they also might have worked hard, paid tax all their lives, saved up, and chosen very deliberately to go to live. Places with a strong sense of English culture. And Labour is going to slap a housing development on there and quite possibly move in a load of Somalians, Eritreans, Iraqis, Afghans, and, of course, the Sudanese. The number of people in asylum hotels has risen significantly under the Labour Party. We are set for a record year of channel crossings, and that has happened despite sending hundreds of millions of pounds to the French, who today on GB News were filmed waving as small boats set sail. Asylum appeals are up 500%, and the news network Al Jazeera, who I must admit I don't think often do fine work, but they interviewed some Sudanese men who were on their way to Britain, and they asked them, why? Why are you coming here? And they gave a very clear answer. They said because it's easier to get asylum here, and 98% of Sudanese asylum seekers were accepted in 2023. So they all know the score, don't they? It's easy to get to Britain. It's easy to stay in Britain. Now, mark my words, I've said this before, and I'll say it again now. They are going to use these new homes to change the English countryside and the English way of life there forever. And the stats, unfortunately, do prove that where you have high influxes of immigration, both legal and illegal, crime also goes up, both violent and sexual. And I wonder whether those lovey-dovey left-wing refugees welcome brigade will start to change their tune when the Afghan men move in. I mean, you hear things from Angela Rayner. Bridget Phillipson did a tweet, for example, just yesterday saying we've got however many thousand new Sparkies to go and help build the homes of the future. I want you to always ask this question. Who is going to live in those homes? Because now we know. And I will say this to you. It is not racist to want your area, the place that you live, maybe the place that you were born, the place that you want to raise your kids. It's not racist to not want to turn that into a third world dumping ground. And where are the homes for British veterans? Where are the homes for young single mums? Where are the homes for vulnerable pensioners? Where are the easy, affordable homes for a recently married young couple who work hard and pay their taxes but are on two relatively low salaries? No, those homes are going to go to other people.
It's clearly racist.
Now, although that is certainly peasant bait, like I can't remember who just said it in their comments. This is Kieran D said it. This is actually undeniably happening.
This is a reality,
it's happening,
and
it's
I'll tell
happening
you what,
around me.
He is talking directly about me, right? I moved out of Bournemouth. I used to have a flat in Westbourne that I rented. When I saved up, I bought a house out in the New Forest deliberately. I was a deliberate location that I chose because I didn't want to be around any of this peasant shit. Yep. Any of this boatman, radicalised mariner, Klaus Schwabian digital dictatorship with Enki Musk waving his balls around. I deliberately chose where I want it. And if they start doing it, there's multiple people near the right. Even my next door neighbour I spoke to, right, he's a full NPC vaccinated, and he even said to me the other day, the amount of dross they're just letting in the country now. And I was like, I'm living next to a far-right radicalised racist from Keir Starlin's point of view.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty wise net to cast nowadays to say who's a radicalised right-winger, isn't it?
There is actually a story we didn't put in the Schwab show, but I'll just tell it now. They're actually I think they're doing it in the Lake District or the Cotswolds or somewhere like that. They're building a fucking ginormous mosque, and they've run out of money, and they're asking for, I think, something like £300,000 to finish it off. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to get it finished. And it's in like the most picturesque, like quintessentially English countryside, and it already started the construction of it. It's massive. I should have put that.
Should I play that video there?
Oh yeah. That's this is.
The music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
if you've been following our Peasantron,
Yeah.
you will know exactly what that music is.
So we haven't played that just because it's a bus that's got a Trust Allah on the side of it. And we're obviously sort of here inadvertently talking about what is being coined the Islamification of Britain, okay?
Or white genocide.
or some people call it that. Now, the song that was playing in that is actually been banned in like 3 European countries because it's used
way
by,
more than that, Michael.
Is it more than that now?
Way-
It's almost
way
like
more than that.
questioning the Hitler course to playing that song in certain European countries because it's this German remigration gang, and remigration basically means make all migrants go home, and they have taken that tune and they sing over the top of it Ausländer aus, which means foreigners out or just go away. Yeah, so that is obviously a bus in Britain, isn't it?
That's in London, Michael.
That's in London.
They've got the. We all know Sadiq Khan. Sir Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London. So
How did he
obviously,
get knighted?
Well, we all know, Michael. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Kieran D says, "Love that tune."
Yeah, I do as well, mate.
Right, let me just.
I
play,
know King of Sting's going to be dancing around his living room.
Again.
Like,
So let me just tell you again. This tune, which has been hijacked by the European far right, is the Ausländer aus tune. I don't know what the original tune is called, but here it is.
It's a banger though.
All of their memery online has got this tune in it, hasn't it?
Yeah, mate, yeah,
And
yeah,
these
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
when they make memes online, we did a whole expose on it.
It's weird as
Again,
fuck.
you have to get onto Peasantron to see this stuff. And you know, these are quite clearly like proper hardcore like neo-Nazis and racists, but their memes are using all of this sort of like anime aesthetics and
Ausländer aus.
So I think what someone's done is taken those clips and obviously mashed them together with the sound. But it's interesting now that a clip from London is getting mixed with that. For anyone that researches this stuff, you'll know as soon as you hear that tune, you think of 1,000 of these sort of like meme videos that you've seen that are praising Hitler and stuff like that. Because we had to look at all that stuff, didn't we, when we were researching it.
So yeah, shout out to Francesca. She is our new Patreon subscriber. She's going to be getting all the juicy content.
Yep, she'll have a chance to get the early bird tickets for the next event. She will also get to watch back the last event, the whole 4-hour recording of it. That's all on Patreon, guys. All you've got to do is you go on the page and you just scroll down and you'll see there's like over 140 posts.
For a mere $3.33 a month. Guys.
Less than a coffee, guys.
Less than a coffee.
And speaking of which, you could buy us a coffee.
Yeah, if you don't want to sub to
here.
Peasantron and you just want to buy us a coffee, the link is in the description. And we've also got this cool little QR code if you've got it on the TV. Give it a scan. That's how you can support Rise Above, because although Rise Above is free on a Friday night, it's not free to produce. And yeah, you get some more good shit on Peasantron. And
we like coffee.
Give us your £3, you peasants. Right. What else should we just say very quickly? Dr. Kimchi is one of our sponsors. This is their website. They are a crypto coin, which all of the money taken from the crypto coin goes to support health practitioners that are fighting the big C and not using big pharma drugs. So it's a very good little outfit there. Big shout out to the Dr. Kimchi guys. Here are the QR codes. We have got some giveaways coming soon with them, which is hard meme wallets, indestructible meme wallets charged with their coins. Yeah, so big shout to everyone that's into crypto. Right,
we've got another. Actually, yeah, you can hit the next slide, Michael.
Okay, so the next subject, let's properly appreciate this one. Big shout to You've Been Nudged. I'll just get rid of the
on X or Twitter.
Yeah, you got to check this. I think this guy's probably the best memester out there. I'm just going to say.
Careful, Michael. Don't.
At the moment, this guy's smashing it. No one is making memes this crisp. They're fast. They're on point. They're multi. This is a proper good work.
So what we got here, Michael? We've got a Tesla Cybertruck who's been spray painted with Nazi with a disturbed-looking NPC in it. We've got Soros here throwing a Molotov cocktail over Zelensky's head. He looks like a down-and-out drunk.
It looks like Zelensky's about to sniff a can of deodorant.
We've got Klaus Schwab saying boycott Tesla. I'm not sure who the woman is next to him.
Oh, he spray painted the swastikas, hasn't he? As soon as I saw Zelensky, and it looks like he's fucked. I just assumed that he's going to be snorting some aerosol.
At the top there, we've got Queer Stalin with, I think that's Enki Mustard Tesla. in his sign. We've got Boris here on the zip wire.
But even look at the sign.
coming
It
through.
goes from 0 to 1939 in 2 seconds.
Oh,
A
excellent. I
Tesla.
didn't twig that.
It looks
And
like
we've
they,
got Enki Musk on top of the Tesla in the image there, doing the his alleged Hitler salute.
It looks like they rented that Tesla from Kanye.
yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah, this is really good. So what's
It's so funny that we've got 288 people tuned in.
That's not
for
bad.
88. Hi, Hitler.
Oh, right, okay. God, you really know your Hitler stuff, don't
Uncle
you?
Adolf, 1988, mate.
Right,
if you
okay.
ever see that handle online, like, stay away.
Uncle Adolf 1988. Why, is that you?
No, it's not me, mate. No. Some far right-wing thug.
Oh, not one of them. Okay, let's go back to that view. So I think, yeah, this apart from being a great meme is obviously a subject which we'll come back to in a minute because I've got a few more slides about this. There has been an incident recently, or a number of incidents rather, with attacks on Tesla. While we're just on the subject, because obviously this You've Been Nudged guy needs some props, man. If you go over to X or Twitter, hitting them up at You've Been Nudged. So a great one here depicting the big Putin under the bed that queer Stalin is hiding from.
Scared of him, Michael.
He is scared of him, yeah. Great work there from You've Been Nudged. Okay. So I actually...
We've got a video of Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a Tesla video here.
No, let me get... Shall we go to the Tesla section? Let me just unshare the screen a second. Oh no, we haven't really actually.
No, we were. That's what I thought.
This stuff just got mashed in the middle.
It's fine. Let's
we'll get back to we'll get back to Tesla. Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the Radical Mariners.
Yeah. All right.
Let's. We've got the. Where's the Tesla video here? There we go. Teslas.
Yeah, but we're still talking about Radical Mariners. Save that 'cause the Teslas come next.
Okay.
Right. So, on the subject of further peasant bait and God. Sophie Mander, head of let me just share the screen. Stephanie, Sophie. Let me share the screen. Head of a school in Eastleigh has cancelled Easter this year, outlining the spirit of inclusivity and respect for our diverse religious beliefs. She will, however, be hosting a refugee week in June. Under a UKIP government, this simply would not be allowed. Vote UKIP, get Christianity. Time to pick a side. Holy shit. Nick Marcel Tenconi. He even sounds like a gangster.
Shout out to Nick Griffin.
Dear parents and carers, so this is the letter that the I've seen the pictures of this woman been plastered all over social media. People are like, she has to lose her job.
So just UKIP, right? This dude, Nick Marcel Tenconi, didn't Nigel Farage start UKIP?
Yeah, he did.
And he moved away from that because it got too far right. Do you think was UKIP went a bit too far right?
Well, they went a bit Christian by the sounds of it.
Yeah, well,
a Christian Reich.
Yeah.
So
they'll come to your door and be like, "Keep it, Jesus." Move away.
This woman has been ousted all over social media, this head teacher. She's had a picture all over the place, if it's even real. Not the first time something like this has happened, but it's definitely been thrown into the mix at the moment, along with all of the other sort of bait.
This is bait for the rise of the Christian right. I'd say this is recruitment bait.
Because let's not get it twisted. We're not Christians around here, and we're not pro-Christianity, but even... without being pro-Christianity, you can still appreciate how this is really going to enrage people, even people that don't say they're Christians.
Well, I like a cream egg, Michael.
What,
like a cream egg at Easter time?
When cream eggs come around, was that the best thing that you could think about Christianity?
But this is about Easter, right? And I'm not religious, so it doesn't mean fuck all to me because it's mind control. But I do like a Cadbury's cream egg. If they destroyed Easter, then my Cadbury's cream eggs would go, wouldn't they?
Yeah, if you go.
So there we go. That's
what you saying. If there was no more Christianity. Hi, baby. Got home safe.
The Empress is here. She's clearly been out drinking. So should we read the letter here? Dear parents and carers As we approach the spring season, I would like to inform you that important update regarding our school's traditional Easter celebrations. After careful consideration and discussions with our school community, we have decided not to hold an Easter bonnet parade or the Easter service this year. This decision has been made in the spirit of inclusivity and respect for the diverse religious beliefs represented within our school community. We don't really need to read anymore.
I can't wait till they get rid of Christmas.
Just ban it.
Yeah.
They'll never do that.
No.
Because that's a return of the sun.
And you need and you need it to make money.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, do you think this could be happening because literally now some schools that any kids that would even by default be defined as Christians are actually now in a minority, that it just doesn't make sense?
Lance,
it's creating the more problems from the Muslim parents and the Hindu parents saying, why are we having to...
I saw a video of a school in somewhere in up north where there was 2 white children.
Whoa.
Out of the entire school.
And the class was probably... the entire school?
The entire
school. I thought
school.
you were going to say the class.
No, the entire school.
That's how ginger people
it was
felt like.
not, it was not, yeah. But that's what... You know, so you can imagine a school... Could you imagine a school?
Yeah, just think about it like that.
Can you imagine a school where the minority is the white Christian demographic and
imagine
the
problems of having all of the Easter celebrations and that?
Yeah, could you imagine the letters and stuff that the parents from
imagine dealing
the
with all
other
that.
ethnicities would be saying?
So listen, I mean, let's put it like this. I'm sure here at Rise Above, you're not going to think that we're trying to poo-poo the idea that there is a plot to get rid of the native population and replace
Jim
them
Beam's
with
got
other
it right
people.
here. Sorry,
What's he saying?
Bim Jim is saying... Sorry, I'll use my mouse here. Michael's is just being futile. He's saying Easter is essentially a celebration of the equinox. Yes, it is. Easter is East Star because the sun will rapidly come back towards
in
the Earth.
Islam, celebrating the equinox is like a form of paganism.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this is sun worship.
Yeah, you can't.
Is what it is.
But what I was saying is, although we're not trying to poo-poo the idea that there is an effort to make this happen, it could also be that a case like this is a result of it already have happened. That the minority of Christian or so-called Christian children is so small in a certain school now that it's just not feasible to carry on the traditions because it's just creating them an absolute nightmare.
Mm.
Because the demographic is so different that just isn't applicable anymore.
We say you've got 400 kids in a school and 2 of them are white Christians. Why would you put on an Easter celebration?
You wouldn't be able to get what you wouldn't be able to do it.
No.
All the kids would be leaving the class and stuff. So yeah, I can see why people are pissed off about this. I'm not gonna, I don't like any religion, Abrahamic religions. So I guess I'm from, and yourself as well, from a sort of different position. Really,
I just like a cream egg, mate.
Yeah, you don't like a cream egg.
Big up the cream egg.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a cream egg?
Let's have a look at some of the
the
comments. We ain't having it. Clergy award goes
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
headmistress.
yeah.
King of Sting.
Andy,
Jesus
what
was
would you
English.
do if they renderised a cream egg?
I wouldn't eat it, mate. I would
A
not
ren-
eat
a rendered
a
graphene-
graphinated
cream egg.
egg, for fuck's sake.
Graphene cream egg.
Graphinated, Michael.
Graphinated.
So
I would have a degraphinated cream egg, thank you.
Tastes a bit rendered, this one.
The boatman section isn't over. Andy asked me to get a meme of boatman off Google, and this is one of the first things that came up when I Googled it. It can't be true. It is true. Some hotels even place a chocolate on your pillow every night.
Hey, they do that in Spain as well.
Yeah, but we're not paying for that shit in Spain. We're paying for that here.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we're still paying. We're still paying for it. Whether you pay for yourself to go to a hotel in Spain. In England, you pay for a boatman to come to your hotel.
Yeah, we're paying for their mint, not ours.
Yeah, with our hard-earned taxpayers' money.
Because whether people want to say that this is pure peasant bait or whatever, it is really true that these guys in the hotels get loads of free shit. I know people that work in security at the fucking football ground, at Bournemouth football ground. The boatmen in Roundhouse get free tickets to go to see Bournemouth AFC.
Do they?
Yes. Yes.
Do they?
Ross works on the door there, my
That is
hairdresser.
not a well-known fact.
Yeah, I know that. I know
Wow.
that for a fact from a very reliable source.
But the main question about these radical boatman Viking people,
Taurus Vikings,
is like, where is all the women and children? They're not here.
No, it's, you don't
not
want to plant feminized seeds.
They're
You
not here.
plant the seed.
I know, this is what I'm saying. But they're either here for war or to repopulate the West.
Or both.
Or both, yeah. But there's
soft-
no women and children, guys.
a
These are
soft-
not asylum seekers.
A soft cultural war.
Otherwise, you'd have families on here. There'd be families.
They're of reset age.
Or they would have had the wife and children come
They are
first.
as Martin, John Levi would say, these guys are the inheritors. They're about to
they are.
inherit.
Oh, yeah, but I said this on our discussion with Sheep Farm last night. I said, you think about it. If they want to replace the UK Christian population, which is a first world population, if you import the third world who have got fuck all and give them the first world lifestyle, they'll be so grateful.
They'll do anything.
They'll just do anything, mate. They'll
Look
be
what Juicy
compliant.
and Lucy said. They're friends with Captain Tim that came on the show. They got
sailing
sailing
lessons
lessons
at
at Portland.
Portland.
Because remember at Portland there was 500
Yeah,
of them on a
yeah.
barge.
Yeah.
So the radical mariners were actually getting trained by the Navy.
I wonder how
What we're
much.
paying them for.
I wonder how much it would cost.
Sense
We had to
now.
pay for that.
I wonder how much it would cost a white Christian to go and purchase sailing lessons at Portland from the Navy. I wonder how much that would cost you.
It's not cheap,
A
fam.
lot of money,
I wonder how much that
You're
would cost
talking
you.
at least £50 an hour.
Yeah.
Even for
Per peasant.
A few
Yeah.
hundred a
Yeah.
week, easy. Well, they're taking our skills as well. That's just not on, is it?
Well, they
£50
need to
an
be
hour per
indoctrinated.
man.
They need to be ready to run the. We live on an island. They need to be
Yeah, if they
seaworthy.
can't
don't they?
swim,
Yeah.
they're fucked,
Yeah.
basically.
So if there's
They're
like
just used to sand.
how many boatmen are in this boat? Like at £50 a pop. So 1, 2, 3. There's about £700 an hour to train these boatmen
That's
at the
one
special
dinghy,
facility.
Michael. One
It's
dinghy.
Portland.
And all someone had to do was just pop it.
Oh dear.
No,
So-
all you need. I said this last night. All you need is a couple of Apache helicopters just cruising up and down the coast
You
with a
sounded
couple,
like Katie Hopkins
with a
now.
couple of destroyers in the water. Nobody's getting across. They're little dinghies.
No, they're
Let's
being
take let's take Poland's stance on it. Have some signs in France saying if you cross here illegally, you will be shot on sight.
Here, the
And then
Royal National
everyone
Lifeboat
pays-
Institute are picking them up. mate.
The UK peasantry pay their taxes, which in turn pays for the navy or the army, the armed forces,
Which are
to
to protect
protect
this
you,
country.
to
Yeah.
protect the coastline, and they're not doing it. They're simply not doing it, are they? Why are we paying for armed forces to protect the country when they're not doing it?
Humans' rights.
They're
lawyers.
doing the
It's a
opposite.
very simple. Yeah, they're doing the opposite. They're letting them in.
They're probably helping the RNLI take them directly to the Serco
And the
facility.
RNLI, there's another thing I brought up last night. Those fuckers we pay them. Like they're a charity.
Mate,
we
listen,
give them
listen,
money
I'll
and
tell
they're
you-
doing
I'll
this.
tell you a story, right? As you know, my family long established in port in the marine trade in boats.
Yes, mate.
right?
Yeah, they're mariners.
We're actual mariners. Many years ago, even when my mum was a child, my granddad said, "Never ever give money to the RNLI."
They're right, yeah.
And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "They are the richest fuckers going.
They are.
So many people die and leave everything to the
Do you
RNLI.
know as well,
This was
Michael,
before they started
Do
picking
you
up
know
boatmen.
they had to stop people? They had to put out a thing. It was in the late 90s. They had to put out a statement asking the peasantry not to ask for them to leave their finances for them to build a lifeboat because they've got so many. They've got so many, a waiting list of people that want to have their money when they die go towards building a
A
lifeboat.
waiting list
And
to give them
the
money.
waiting list to give them money to build a lifeboat, and they say it's too many. We,
So
we
they're
literally
not. They
we
don't
can't
need
have
to
these
get
many
the-
boats.
So right, this is why in Poole, you know where you were. I saw you and you were doing that office block.
Yeah, I was just doing the trees there. Yeah.
The RNLI practically own that entire road.
I
they
know,
own,
mate,
they
I
own
know.
both sides of the road. They have this huge facility
You
there.
see the
with
big
like galleries
statue
and
that
stuff.
they've got with the boat and the guy pulling the peasant out of the water.
The college is mental as well. Like the size of the college in Poole with the RNLI Centre.
They've got a
They-
hotel
they have
there.
got-
The
Yeah, they've got their own
RNLI
hotel.
They're getting
Yeah.
revenue from that as well.
They were probably training the
Like,
hoteliers, the boatman hoteliers as well, to cope with the boatmen. It's it's a massive operation.
They're probably holding
They have a
mariner
college.
seminars
Says it
at the hotel has probably been booked out, right? And they probably come stay there for a week. They teach them some basic life savings, like an STCW course where you get sort of a little bit of life saving, a little bit like how to launch a raft, how to swim, that kind of thing. And then
How to rescue
they
an
funnel them
immigrant.
out and they get another load in for a week. And that's probably what the hotel's doing there over there.
Yeah,
They
Kieran Dino's. The RNLI own pool, basically. I skated past there the other day, and this again is a little video on Peasantron, and I was like, yeah, this is the place. This is where your tax money.
It's
is.
another three-letter acronym as well. RNLI. Ooh.
Yeah. It's got all of the alphabet agencies. None of them are any good. Okay. So still we carry on with the...
I said that was the main segment.
The Islamification of Britain.
We should have said... I don't know why we put the Tesla meme that early. We should have saved that.
No, there's a whole Tesla section.
Oh, no, that's why we put that Tesla meme in a little bit too early.
Yeah, it went to the wrong space.
Anyway,
we can live with it.
Right, so this dude on the left here, we reported on him a couple of weeks ago. He's the head of Ofsted Interim, the chairman now. And now what's going on here?
Sir Hamed.
The school will mark Refugee Week in June instead of the Easter celebrations. So this was just a reference to our previous slide.
Yeah, well, she's probably the head mistress is obviously trying to fucking cozy up to him, isn't she?
Well,
Sir Hammer's just taken the role of being the
Arab
Ofsted
money.
inspector, chief inspector of Ofsted, and now this head mistress thinks this will score some extra points. I got rid of Easter. Instead we've got Refugee Week. Sir Hamed, please give me a good... Because her bonus and everything is based off that Ofsted score.
For sure.
Sir Hamed has got a powerful role.
Yeah,
Arab
that's
money. Controlling all schools.
That's it.
He's got a massive
Next slide,
forehead,
Michael.
though,
Sir Sabate and Frank is coming to your school. Right.
Brain.
Small English town to get two. Wow, look at that. That's massive.
Oh, this was shit. No, this is what I was talking about.
2.5 million pound mega mosque. Dalton in Furness Lake District, population 7,800. Mega
Fit
mosque.
them all in the mosque.
Yeah, you can fit them all in there. Is this a mosque or an ark? It is in the Lake Districts. Mega mosque will cost an eye-watering 2.5 million.
I mean, is it absolutely necessary to have trees growing on the roof?
Yeah, I mean,
Do
they were
you
growing
need
there
that? Do you
before.
really need that?
The thing is, like,
Is
all
it
the
essential though,
churches are like
Michael?
falling down and they've got like leaking roofs, and you've got this like fucking mega mosque. Where does all the money come from?
So this is in the Lake District, like the picturesque little. And I'm sure look, the population's 7,827. I wonder how many of those are Muslims in the fucking Lake District.
5.
Because I'd be very worried if I lived here, because that might be a sign of things to come of what they're going to do with the Lake District.
Imagine
It looks like they're going to build the second fucking English Mecca here from the looks of it.
You get a big black cube coming out of the water.
I imagine in years to
So
come, like,
if I lived in the Lake District, I'd be getting my house. I bet this has devalued the entire Lake District housing market.
better buy up now, guys.
To know, maybe there's a lot of
it'll only get worse.
rich people
Yeah,
from the Middle
maybe
East.
It'll only get worse.
Maybe
People
they
like
know
the
something we
sports.
don't. There's a load of fucking like really rich people in the Middle East coming to build mansions in the Lake District and all of these new greenbelt like subsidised DIE projects.
Potentially,
Who knows?
Michael.
I
Yeah.
to think in a few years' time that'll become a community sports hall.
South Lake.
Squash courts.
Squash courts. I might as well put it to use, you know.
Or the Pope will just come along, just put a steeple on it, and just take it over as a church.
Yeah, but then that goes against the agenda, doesn't it?
Well, we'll see if the Christian. No. Well, you're wrong. Because they've got all grounds covered here. They've got it covered if there's a revolt with the entire population and they just throw it under martial law. They've also got a agenda and a contingency plan if the Christian right take over the Islamic world. If the Christian right rise up against Islam, like a European crusades, then they will have an outcome for that as well.
The Pope's dying as well.
Either way, we're going to AI. Either way, whoever wins, we're going to AI.
All
That's what's
parties.
happening.
The final destination is always the same.
It's going to AI.
It's the final solution for clown world to stop it being so dangerous and just
Oh,
preposterous.
Becky S. Investigates is messaging me. The last census was 11. 11 Muslims out of 7,827,
I wasn't
and
far
they've
off,
built a
was I?
super
Yeah,
mega
he said-
mosque.
AJ called it. He said
He
5. I was
did,
like, that's
he
well
did.
funny.
Thank
5.
you, thank you,
It's
Becky.
actually 7.
Gosh, my beautiful Ramesh wife there.
Only
correcting
7.
us.
That's crazy.
11 out of 7,827, and they think it's necessary to build a mega mosque. So if you put that to a
sports hall.
vote within the whole of the UK, like I'm not talking about the Muslim community. I'm talking about the Christian white community, how many people would vote for this being built?
I'm gonna say one.
Like some really retarded left wing.
Yeah, like maybe
like
5 to 10% of the virtue signaling.
It wouldn't be built. It wouldn't be built if the government had the native population's interest at heart. It wouldn't be built.
And the boats wouldn't be coming either.
They wouldn't be, and you can clearly see that by the numbers.
This mosque wouldn't let them in. This is a mosque for rich people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
this is ready for the Islamists that take over all the white people's businesses.
It's ready for the
and run those. You want to watch that marina of yours, Michael? They might just brought a couple of lifeboats come on there, and that'll be your family business gone. They'll take over your marina.
Turn this into a boatman park facility. Yeah, I mean, maybe the rich people in the Middle East that are seeing what's happening with Israel are relocating to the West and saying, let's get away from what's happening there, and they're building their nice infrastructure before they get it. Because who's putting up the money for this? It's not like.
I think they've run out of money. I'm not sure if they have. They were asking for money to finish it off the construction.
There has to be some sort of
has already started.
Government subsidy or subsidy scheme which is sponsoring this type of stuff. Because at the end of the day, everything does come down to supply and demand. If there are only 7 people that identify as Muslims that area,
what if, Michael, they got a specific government subsidy like you were just talking about, but they thought, fuck it, let's go big or go home, and just put the plans in, and the planning officer, who was probably white, was afraid he would get called racist if he declined it. So he was like, yeah, go ahead. They started building it and were like, you will get the money later on.
How many people?
Maybe that's what happened.
In this area? 11, right?
11 Muslims in the last census out of a population of 7,827.
So you can imagine the planning permission guy, more will turn up.
It reminds me of like the ghost cities that China build that have been there for like 10 years.
That are waiting.
It's like they were either a massive waste of money, or they were money laundering, or they're waiting for something that hasn't happened yet, like a displaced population, or a new population, or a hatch in the ground opens up and those of little.
It's much like the UK infrastructure that we've been allegedly in a cost of living crisis now for over 2 years, yet the government seem it fit and worthy to spend all the money on building cycle lanes right across the country, which nobody uses. That is the same thing. They're building the infrastructure for when there's not cars on the road, and the only cars that are on the road are the government vehicles, or the ones that are allowed.
Yeah, because the rest of us will be in 15 minutes.
Well, they can't take
with no car park.
They can't take the cars off the road, off the peasants, without the infrastructure already being in place for them to do it. Yeah, they have to do that first.
It's got to be at least something.
Yeah. And it takes a while, right? Doesn't it?
Don't forget, you'll still be allowed your council allocated electric scooter.
Yeah, of course.
You'll be allowed that goes 12 miles per hour.
And pay for.
You will be allowed
happy
that.
You know nothing.
And then you'll have the order followers cruising around in M3s.
And they'll be called the middle class.
Yeah, or it'll just be drones. It should be drones at this point, wouldn't it? Drones and Tesla bots.
Yeah, that's it. This is what I'm hoping a solar storm happens, guys.
Yeah, bring on the Phoenix and our Nemesis X. Do its
2040.
worst. Do its worst.
That's it.
Purge this clown world. How are we doing on time? We might not go all the way to 11 o'clock tonight. Let's see. I don't know how much more we've got, actually. Maybe a little bit.
What's up next?
Okay. Up next. Can you bring me another cider, Andy PG? And can you bring me one of those ice cream Mars bars as well, please? Shakespeare's birthplace to be decolonized over fears his success benefits the ideology of white European supremacy.
Even our history is racist. Well, it actually technically is, but that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
And also,
who does that piss off though? Far right.
Well,
allegedly.
I reckon the far right have got more poignant things you could attack than Shakespeare. But this is sort of going for people that are like middle of the road. Really like English culture.
Yeah.
Shakespeare has to be decolonized. What are they going to do? Like get someone like recast him as like a black guy or something to decolonize it? Or
they did that in a TV show, didn't they? On the BBC of all platforms. I think it was Anne Boleyn. Was it? It was one of like Henry VIII's wives or something, but they made her character black.
But didn't he have like a foreign wife though?
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think she was. She was a person of color.
Okay.
But they well.
I do remember that.
Yeah, but but there was a massive outrage, and it's basically what the Daily Mail are doing here with Shakespeare. Like they're doing it across our media as well, and I think it is it's a bit mental.
See, people get. I mean, it happens a lot of the time. It's happened with Snow White and a lot and things like that recently.
My Little Mermaid.
Yeah, My Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
and people get triggered by it and they get called racist, which is
But that's
sort,
right. You
which
know
is
the
sort of
film Blade,
understandable.
You know the film Blade.
Yeah.
Like that could not be anyone but a black
Yeah,
person.
if you tried to cast a fucking white guy to play Blade,
Yeah, fuck that.
Afterwards,
It
he's
just
like,
wouldn't work.
you'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I'd be
'Cause
outraged.
This is what I'm trying to say. Apart from
Yeah.
it obviously having sort of like a Bolshevik agenda behind it, and we sort of know why it's to race bait.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think it's a bit disingenuous to whatever race you're putting there. Why can't you make a news story?
Yeah, with new characters.
Exactly. That this black person or this Indian person or whatever or this Asian person can take, and
Make
then
better
then you've got an amazing news story which is actually based around them, rather than just having to rehash old things, but put in, the woke race swap into it.
Massive soil.
We're just talking about like what they're gonna do, like make Shakespeare black or something.
Wow.
Shakespeare's birthplace to be decolonized over fears. He benefits from the ideology of white European supremacy.
This is just a reeks of BLM.
But the thing is, like,
BLM.
let's think about it. What is Shakespeare known for? Regardless of what skin color he was, he's known to be the greatest playwright of all time in the Anglosphere, anyway. Yeah, and
I
obviously,
really don't give a fuck about Shakespeare's skin color. Does anyone actually give a fuck
No, but
about
what-
Shakespeare's skin color?
accurate though, is it? It's
But
like
who
turning
gives?
Blade
Does anyone
white.
actually care?
Well, he's dead. I don't even think
Well,
he
no,
cares.
that's what I'm talking about.
But
Does
you know
anyone
what the
actually give a fuck?
well, people obviously do.
That's what the Daily
Who
Mail
are these
wrote
people?
it.
Actually, let me meet some of these people.
Oh, what
I've
you
never
think the
met
people
anyone-
that think think that he is benefiting from white European supremacy?
Yeah, I
But
don't think
Andy-
these are actual real people that anyone has
but
this
Andy-
mindset.
Andy,
Like let's go on. Right, we allegedly live in a quote unquote democratic system, which means that the majority get the say.
Yeah.
The majority
Allegedly.
of people clearly don't give a fuck what skin color Shakespeare was. They clearly don't. The majority don't.
Andy,
Yes, mate.
they're like their AI systems, right? Basically told the media the percentage of people who actually give a fuck and got it wrong. So that's why Shakespeare is now black. Like that was written by ChatGPT. Don't forget.
It's the same. It's the same.
It's the same bollocks,
It's the
isn't it?
same as.
Are you trying to suggest that they've fed some algorithm
Yeah,
into a chat
100%.
GPT? It's like, this is our required outcome. Now come up with the best headlines you can.
Yeah, no,
to
100%.
I would love to hear Samuel Jackson reading some Shakespeare.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Or
Like the
even
full
better,
Shakespearean language, how it's
or
written.
even better,
I would love
Morgan
to hear
Freeman.
Morgan
that. No. I
Freeman.
think Samuel Jackson would be the best.
Yeah, and then add the
best for it.
motherfuckers after
Yeah.
every
Just
sentence.
say it as Samuel Jackson
Yeah.
and just read a Shakespeare.
Oh, he read
poem
the
or
Bible
play or
pretty
some
well,
shit.
didn't he? In Pulp Fiction, so.
Okay, so that was the first one from the Daily Mail. When's that from? The 16th of March this year. 26th of Feb. Only
313 peasants currently tuned in.
big shout out to everyone tuned in on a Friday night. This is Right
How
Above
many?
TV. 313.
Oh, 3-3, let's go.
313. We've got the sign.
3-1-3.
On the right, it says derelict Christian church is set to be turned into a mosque after being bought by Muslim charity for 3.5 million. So obviously, it's more of this stuff. But here's the thing: I'm going to come back to supply and demand because I don't have any skin in the game on this conversation because I see Christianity and Islam as two sides of the same Abrahamic cubic coin. Yeah. So I'm going to say if you don't want this to happen to your church and you're a Christian, you should go to church more.
Shout out to Ryan Sanders.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm saying that if this church is empty, it's because it wasn't being used. the building's worth 3.5 million. This Muslim charity had enough to pay for it. If people
Right, okay, hang on.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. If people get triggered, just be a
Michael,
better, harder Christian.
This is more bait. If the Muslim charity can afford 3.5 million for a fucking church, pay for some mariners.
What
pick up the bill.
They should pick up the bill for the mariners. I'm not going to contest that.
It's more peasant bait in a way.
But
There's multiple angles of peasant bait because the Christian Reich is getting a church turned into a mosque.
Yeah,
and
it's the worst thing you could turn into a mosque, isn't
and
it?
And the other side of the peasant bait is that the Muslim charities just can dish out 3.5 million whenever they like, willy nilly, to buy a piece of land.
The Christian charities haven't even got enough to keep that church open.
Yeah, and the English Christian taxpayer is paying for the Muslim radicalised mariners.
I guess what I'm trying to
come
say.
on, man.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, although I'm not saying this is good, if it is true, which it probably is, as well as being peasant bait, what I'm trying to say is there is a bit of hypocrisy of the people that say this is terrible, but I guarantee they don't even go to church.
Yeah.
I guarantee, and I'm not having to go at people for not going to church. I don't even recommend you go to church. I'm just pointing out what I observe.
The hypocrisy.
But this is the point. It's not racist to want to keep your culture. It's not racist, right? So even though the culture who should be going to church allegedly who don't, they still just don't want a fucking mosque there.
No.
Even though they don't go to church, just leave the fucking church there for people that do want to go.
Yeah, but
or turn it into a fucking
do you think those cultures should
school
fight
or something.
Do you think those?
No, I don't think the culture should be here in the first place.
No, I agree.
Like being massively imported in the way that they are, because I think.
Yeah, well, there is something especially inflammatory about taking a church and turning it into a mosque.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like you've turned your Masonic hall into a mosque.
No, it's taking a Christian church. It's like
either.
Then you have got a load of left wing lunatics who are the types with blue hair and cut their tits off. they are screaming out, saying that the West has got it coming to them. They've done this all over the world, especially Britain. They've gone and colonised everywhere, and
with
done all that. But I
would
would argue places like India, right, where it's not uncommon for people to defecate on the street in areas, their government system was given to them by the British. They have got a.
Well, you had something to give,
for the
innit?
ones that don't defecate on the street. They have got a slight chance of living a little bit more upmarket as opposed to the people that do defecate on the streets. And there's a lot of other countries that have implicated the political system. Whether that's what we think about the political system is either near or there, but Britain has implemented their system all over the world. And some people, from a day-to-day basis, are better off from it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do agree.
They would probably choose to be under dark occult mind control, paying into an energy harvesting system, than defecating on the street. Some of them.
Yeah, I think that is just, mate, as far as I can see, that is something particularly about India. I've been to countries in Asia that are poorer than India statistically, and people don't shit in the street that much.
Oh, they fucking throw rubbish everywhere, though.
Yeah, they do. They burn like in Laos. When I saw people, like I saw them, I was looking at the back of this thing into like the jungle, and there's a little pathway with a few little huts. The most pristine, amazing jungle you can imagine. It was just so perfect, so green and lush. And there's just a Lao person with a big pile of plastic, literally just setting fire to it, right in the most beautiful spot. Black smoke bellowing out, and just looking, going, "Oh my god, what are you doing?"
It's like they're ruled by their intrusive thoughts.
But this is a whole nother discussion. We're detailing from
plastic shiny burn.
But Christian Reich is going to be inflamed by a Muslim charity dishing out 3.5 mil.
Yeah, to get St. Thomas's Church. Yeah, we can see where all this is
going.
Oh, fuck, I should have put
the new one or the abandoned one.
I should have put, actually, I'm going to find it. Keep talking, Michael. Keep talking.
Okay.
Which
this
St.
is
Thomas
very
is
relevant as well.
What are you saying, AJ?
Which St. Thomas is it? The old one or the new one?
Well, it says it's derelict. It's an empty derelict church called St. Thomas's.
Oh, I was thinking of the hospital in London. My bad.
No, this is St. Thomas's United Reformed Church, and they're building a nice.
Do you think this
mosque.
is? I don't think this is legit though. Like,
do you not think?
No, I think the Daily Mail, they just come up with so much crap. Like, I think it's just a psyop, isn't it? Like, At the same point, like obviously, like the boats and that's a real issue. But I think that is just media spin. That is there to get you angry and to get you fighting.
I agree. I think a lot of this could be just regurgitated. You know, if this is even a true story, you can guarantee they've used the wrong pictures.
Oh, 100%.
Because they always do stuff like that to muddy the
waters. You've got to ask yourself, what is the Daily Mail's agenda? Who, like, if you follow the money, who are the Daily Mail owned by? What is his agendas like?
What I would say about the Daily Mail is, and this is what we noticed in 2020, it obviously is, you know, like a tabloid rag, but it was the only one which was even way before it was okay to say that the Soviet Union might have been caused by a lab leak in Wuhan.
Yeah.
They were saying it back in late 2020, 2021. So it's almost like they were putting out a sort of semi or half truth way before it was coming. And they've been like that on a couple of occasions on certain subjects, that they've been sort of the first people to report on something that later became the official story.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's a double-edged sword as well, because it's in the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Those people on the other side of the fake two-sided divide will go, "Oh my God, that's in the Daily Mail," and then what that does is actually weaponize things that are semi-true to have them coming from an irreputable source.
Do you reckon, like, going deeper into that, like, do you reckon that could happen with, like, a pandemic? Obviously, the first one, massive scam. Second one...
Careful, you've got to be careful. This is YouTube.
Oh, this is YouTube.
We just used to say that if you want to learn the truth about what happened in 2020, you need to go to the World Health Organization.
And have a look.
Yes.
Michael, I'm sending you a link here. Get the Facebook up.
Okay.
So I couldn't find the one in the UK, but this is happening. I've seen it. This is actually a Dutch school.
Okay.
We could just get this video up.
Share that.
This looks like a Venezuelan.
These are white native
where's
Dutch school
this?
children. This is in somewhere in.
What are they doing?
They're being taught how to pray to Allah as women, or how to do that shit.
They're excited about it.
Look.
Poor girls. What the fuck?
This is in a Dutch school, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mention that.
That is
and this has been happening in the UK schools as well. I saw videos.
Are we sure this isn't like they've gone for a trip to the mosque?
No. There's a full article.
But even so, like, you're not supposed to like just go into a place of worship if you're not of that religion and start praying.
My point was that they are teaching this in English schools as well. I couldn't find the video, but I have found a video about them teaching it in a Dutch school.
At the moment, Poland is sounding like the place to be. Like.
Poland got invaded, didn't it? They know all too well.
Yeah.
They're not having it again.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they learned a lot of lessons from the Austrian
They're not
painter,
having it again.
didn't they? Okay. What's up next? Are we up to date with the videos as well?
Let's just double check. I think that's.
You have a look, because Andy PG has got like about 15 videos here.
Right, I think we're all good, Michael.
Okay.
We've got a couple of random. We're into a random section now, and I have got a couple of random videos.
Yeah, let's have a random video.
Okay, right. Let's go play 23andMe.
Heads up, if you've ever given your DNA to 23andMe, you should probably go and delete that right now. This morning, it was announced that 23andMe filed for bankruptcy and that its CEO, Ann Wojcicki, was resigning. 23andMe is, of course, the DNA testing company. They said that this morning, 23andMe shares dropped more than 50% in early trading after the company filed for bankruptcy late Sunday, blah, 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 shareholder value, whatever. Here is what's actually alarming. Quote, 23andMe's global database has grown into a virtually unprecedented repository of human genetic information that can now be sold in bankruptcy proceedings. That's right, the privacy statement of 23andMe says that, quote, if they are involved in a bankruptcy, merger, acquisition, reorganization, or sale of assets, your personal information may be accessed, sold, or transferred as part of that transaction. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the DNA that you've given them could be scooped up by whoever and used in all sorts of crazy ways. Things like maybe cloning you without your permission. Your DNA could be sold to malicious actors who could then use that DNA and leave it at crime scenes that you were never at. Of course, bioweapons is always a possibility. I mean, okay, those are admittedly kind of crazy examples. Maybe they won't happen. But then there are those mundane use cases that probably will happen. One of which is insurance companies using that DNA data to deny you coverage, which is something they definitely love to do. So if you don't want that, here are the instructions on how you can delete your data from 23andMe. Pause to read.
So yeah,
that's a cool story, bro. But I guarantee that thing at the end doesn't delete your data. They've already sold it. They've already sold it. So who could have thought that basically surrendering, if you weren't unlucky enough to have already had your DNA taken from you by force, like many people have if they'd ever been arrested in the UK or other similar countries, you have no choice, but you have to surrender your DNA.
Yeah.
Now everyone else that didn't do that or wasn't forced to do that, they were invited to for a small charge. They surrendered their DNA and paid for the...
To see who their fucking great-great-great-grandfather was.
Yeah. And now it comes out that that's the reason. That DNA was very, very valuable
You've
information.
just given it directly to Lord Schwab.
The parasite now has your genetic code. Unlucky.
The problem is you're a fucking retard.
There we go.
Excellent.
That is what Lord Schwab is saying right now.
What's this?
These are just random peasant articles that we found.
Chinese couples are hiring American surrogates and having them give birth to their kids in America. Then the Chinese couple comes over after the birth and takes the kid back to China with a US passport. It happens tens of thousands of times across the United States. While we're here in California, we learnt about a new rent-a-womb scheme, which is almost more alarming because it's not illegal. It's a loophole. This is actually one of the motels, see video, that we went to, where some of the pregnant women stay, basically with rent-a-wombs. You've got these parents in China who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's happening thousands of times. They pay a woman in America. They have the sperm and egg from China inside of them, and use the American womb. The American woman gives birth to the Chinese baby, and then the baby gets a US passport, but immediately goes back to China.
With no allegiance whatsoever to America, but is an American citizen with a passport.
Whoa, so that's...
Yes,
like,
Michael.
That is mental.
One way to build a good army, isn't it? Wait 20 years.
Have men on the
inside.
inside.
Yeah, you literally... Oh, wow, you build...
Yeah.
An army on the inside.
Yeah.
Well, they've got their social media. It's like TikTok, isn't it?
But imagine, Michael, imagine the imagine the mind control that China does. We all know about the stuff that they do in the West.
Yeah.
Like when you go MK Ultra style, imagine what the Chinese are doing. So imagine they go with these babies and they're hoisted back to China, put in a kind of Chinese MK Ultra program.
And then
sent back to the
and then they've got a US passport when they want to come back. They're US citizens
with their instructions and mind programming control.
That is mad.
And that's also a good way to get anyone that's born after them in their family tree. It makes it easier for them to get US citizenship as well.
Do you reckon America would change the system? Surely they must know this is going.
I'm sure Donald Trump. This is probably some peasant bait to get Donald Trump to make it more difficult for people to become a US citizen.
Yeah.
They're a Chinese baby spies.
Yeah, that's it.
I've got another random one here. If we go down,
video?
If we go down. Where's my man? Based Polish.
So
back to Poland again.
So what is this video?
This is the Polish presidential candidate. Just hit the video.
So what is going on here?
This is an LGBTQ plus demonstration or seminar or some shit like that, some event. And this one of the Polish presidential candidates has just gone up and started spraying stop propaganda on their shit, which I thought was pretty badass.
Yeah, you could
if
say
it's
that.
real.
If it's real. There's a lot of people here in the comments saying this looks fake.
I've actually got a friend of mine in Poland called Rafi, who I shared this on Facebook, and I said that this guy's a badass, and he commented under it saying that unfortunately this guy, he won't get in because he's seen as too
radical.
Yeah, too radical.
Maybe he set that up and set those posters up and did that as a propaganda piece himself.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? But it's out there. That's the thing. That's out there. That's the kind of thing that's getting.
So that was another random one
onto social media. No. So China. Yeah. That's a crazy one. Oh, I had to put some memes in, right? So. Just going back to the presentation at the Weekender. When I was talking about the nature of the project. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I need to make this bigger. Big shout out to Future Ghost. I asked him to make the thumbnail for problem, reaction, final solution. He didn't get the message in time, so I had to do it myself. But he was at front row for the presentation. And we were talking about the two different clown cycles.
That's right.
Between 2021 and 2025 and the difference in the product. And... these are the two memes that he made as a result of watching the presentation. And let's just take a moment. I'm going to concentrate on the 2025 one.
So we've got Enki Musk and Donald Trump presenting their masterpiece.
Yeah.
Their programmed peasant here.
And that serpentine sort of like snake thing, that is what I...
a Goa'uld.
It's a Goa'uld from Stargate SG-1. And I was talking about the symbology of this symbiotic parasite, which is also looks exactly like the Demiurge, and what could be going on with Project Stargate. So again, guys, you've got to go onto Patreon to see this presentation, because this is actually like, this meme is sort of like the fruit of the presentation.
The common denominator, though, on both of the mind control peasants is the Star of David.
Yeah.
Both of them are pro-Israel.
Yeah, but this is you have to go and check it out. So I thought I'd just chuck this in to break it up a little bit. Okay, I tell you what. Before we, sorry, no. Before we go to the final section for this evening, I need to play a video from Inspector Veg. It will just be our second break quickly, and then when we come back, we'll bust it out. Okay, this is the new one from Inspector Veg. It's called Fully Autonomous.
I'm done with the politics. I'm fully autonomous. I one with the cosmos. I think about a lost you. I think about a lost you. Other side of the paradigm. I think about a cut through. I think about a cut through. New dog, I got old tricks. Been learning from those ancients. Put in work, study blueprints from Plato to Confucius. Nothing's what seems to assume shit. Let go with knowledge. Truth is we don't know nothing. Got all this stuff but don't own nothing. Not attached to outcomes, got no problems. It's all in mind and let go of them. Moving past those roadblocks. Found God when I got lost. I guess nowhere is my next stop. To infinity, I'm a speck of dust, just a tiny dot. Taking things too serious. Think I missed the point, think we lost the plot. Need to leave the box, need to freshen up. Our mind stays so restless. Past pain had been messed up. Pick up where I left off. Looked in the mirror like, who's this? Can't recognize my old self. Lately, I just grow quickly, might get left in the past like, oh well. So what? Oh well. So what? Get left in the past like, oh well. Fully autonomous. Fully autonomous. Come to your party. party. Empty headlight, revving at my heart, I'm pulling that parsley. Rolling with the electric army. Babylon sending the whole world bar me. Don't want Gucci, don't want Versace, man, I gotta go deep, get to Samadhi. Meditate every day and do Pilates, so don't offer me K on your car keys. I don't need a watch, I'm the watcher. I don't drink coffee in Costa. Nature's right here, I never lost her, so you won't see me sipping on a Foster. Don't need a watch, man, I'm watching. Got powers like Austin. God's right here, I never lost him. Merge with it all, I don't care what it's costing. Invisible man, invisible me, gotta get that visible P. Healing the world, I'm sending them T. Speak truth, but some will never agree.
Looked in the mirror like, who's this? Can't recognize my old self. Lately, I just grow quick, you might get left in the past like, oh well. So what? Oh well. So what? Get left in the past like, oh well. I'm done with the politics, I'm fully autonomous. I walk with the cosmos, I think I might have lost you. I think I might have lost you. Other side of the paradigm, I think I might have cut through. I think I might have cut through. Fully autonomous. Fully autonomous.
Yes, we're back. Rise Above is live in the place. Big shout out to everybody tuned in on your
Shout out to
Friday
Inspector
night.
Carrot.
Yeah, that was the new one from Inspector Veg. I can't remember the other guys who's in the video with, but it's called Fully Autonomous. Check it out on YouTube. Remember, guys, the best way to support us is on Patreon. You can scan the QR code on the screen right now. Apart from all of the amazing content that's only available on Patreon, it's the only place to get tickets for the next event, which are released on Monday
Early bird
morning.
tickets at a massively reduced discount, guys.
Yes. And funny enough, they're £33.
And there's only 33 of them, so hurry up.
Yeah, big shout out to Bruce Townsley. The Veg track was so dope. I agree.
Veg blew up on TikTok, didn't he? His last track.
Yeah.
It went massive. His
Yeah.
baby mum, Bird's Eye Baby Mothers.
Right, let's get back to where we were. Right, the next. The reason I'm going to start with this is because this has been the running joke, yeah, that Netflix and things like that take something like Snow White and they replace it with someone that's doesn't fit the original description to fulfill the woke DIE agenda of stirring the pot and everything. Okay, but the next thing that that runs on from this that's also on Netflix has been a massive talking point in the clown world in the last couple of weeks, and it's this thing called adolescence. Okay, now I'm sure you've seen about this. I actually saw Adolescence before. Well, I basically saw it when it first came out. I didn't really know what it was about. I watched the thing on Netflix because everyone was talking about
I haven't seen
it
it.
because they're saying it was so good because of the way it was shot.
Apparently, this little lad, the white boy, acting's really good. Apparently, it's his first ever role as well. Apparently, he did a really good job.
We talked about this with Dom and Chris a little bit on their chat last night, which comes out Sunday on our Peasantron. On the face of it, it is really good. And before we get onto any of the subjects around it, as soon as I was watching it, I knew that something was up when certain words were slipped in and certain people were mentioned, like Andrew Tate, the manosphere, etc., and other stuff that goes. The incel, subject was brought up. And what did I say last night with you? It's like to talk about a 12-year-old boy as an incel.
Fucking weird, man.
It is weird. Someone that's nowhere near of normal, sexual activity shouldn't really be described as an involuntary celibate.
14, 15, 16, maybe, yeah. And then obviously, like, anything from 20 up.
So it was as soon as I heard these words in it, and this kid basically stabs a girl he's at school and murders her, and the whole thing is about the arrest, and it's very sort of like realistic and everything like that. But as soon as I heard these words in it, I was like, right, okay, where is this going? Because this is peasant programming. A big shout out to everyone that follows me on Facebook. I made a post about this, and it sort of blew up a bit. It was getting hundreds of comments and shares and stuff. The thing is, there's many layers to this, because one thing that it's definitely doing is creating some bait for another trap, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
But the other thing it's also doing is massively misrepresenting a real problem that's happening with violence against young girls and knife crime, and reframing it against a demographic. Because let's forget, apart from the fact that this boy looks very young, and he's 12, he has 2 parents in the story, lives in a good home, did like a detached house,
middle class, isn't
middle class, yeah.
It's clearly racist.
Not from like any type of broken home or even like an council estate or anything like that. He was from like a middle class home. So he statistically he is the least likely demographic of his age group to be stabbing anyone. And the fact that there's been so much attention around this, I knew straight away that something was up. So let's have a look at some more of the slides. So just for a bit of context, the 2 pictures here, the one on the bottom right is the Southport killer, and the one on the middle left here, he is, I can't remember his name, but he basically, this is what this was supposed to be loosely
Axel.
based on. No, Axel is on the right.
Sorry.
And this guy here
Right.
stabbed a girl that was at his school to death. And he's literally just gone down for 30 years, like last week. So I think that is supposed to be what it's loosely based on, and another case,
right?
But not Axel, just for a bit of context. Now, the guy that's the main character in it, did you know that he's part Jamaican? This guy, Stephen Graham?
No, I didn't. I actually quite like it. I've seen him in a couple of things. He's actually quite a good actor.
I had no idea that he was mixed race at all. But it says here, Stephen Graham reveals the racist abuse he suffered because of his Jamaican heritage. It's quite funny because he spent his whole career sort of like playing like racist thugs and stuff like that.
Big up your blood clot.
Yeah, but I looked at some of the comments and people were saying, "Oh, is he from the same part of Jamaica as Gary Lineker and stuff like that?"
Yeah. Here we go.
But I'm really highlighting this because this exercise is about stirring the race pot and stirring up, tension and stuff like that for sure. But the way that everyone's absolutely bumming him, and here's a weird thing that he said about this adolescence TV series on Netflix, to the Telegraph of all people. I feel very privileged to be able to use the empathy box in everyone's front room to hold a mirror up to society, to show it from a different perspective and to raise conversations. What a weird thing to say.
You know what? That's such a muggy comment when you actually like deep it, like what he's actually saying.
The empathy box.
Sounds like a fag.
But also, even if he believes in that, it's sort of almost suggesting that you're a bunch of passive consumer peasants and you need to watch the box in the corner of your room to learn about some empathy. I get that tone from it as well. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even apart
Good
from
angle, Michael.
even apart from it's just a very weird thing to call what I would call the peasant box in the corner of the room, the programming box. Yeah, to call it an empathy box, it's like I think that's even more condescending than me calling it the peasant box.
Wet.
It is wet.
Even the picture's wet. I mean, look at that face.
But people are saying he should get an Oscar and stuff like that.
He should get an Oscar, because if you know what the Oscars are for,
yeah,
it makes sense that if he does get an Oscar, that makes sense.
Same as Queer Stalin's been knighted.
Yeah, well, there you go.
He definitely deserves a knighthood for service to the realm.
Yeah, 100%.
So it comes out pretty quickly from people like Gareth Ike that using fictitious TV propaganda to push the online harms bill, embarrassingly obvious. Labour MP now referencing completely made-up fictional TV programme in Parliament. Absolute clown world. So there is... Oh, that's UNN. That's the people that invited us on to talk about the last event. We'll have to hit them up.
Yeah.
So we've actually got some discourse over whether this is actually even based on true events or not. And I'm going to say this, whether this piece of media is claimed to be based on true events is really kind of irrelevant, because it's obviously tackling at least a phenomenon in the UK
Mate.
of an increased amount of stabbings, an increased amount of sexual violence towards women.
Mate, I saw Queer Starling stand up in Parliament and address this matter, and the TV show, fictional TV show in question, he referred to it as a documentary.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He
That's
referred to
crazy.
a fictional TV show as a documentary.
It's because it's on Netflix, and Netflix do documentaries.
Guy's a fucking
Yeah.
retard. Honestly, you guys are fucking retard.
Yeah, but
This show, this TV show, fictional show, has been weaponized. Is being weaponized.
Yeah, 100%.
To like Gareth is saying that, to push the online harms bill.
Stephen Graham and
That'll
Jack-
be Michael. That will be radicals, mate. Like, we'll have to be pirate broadcasting with some shady connection that just drops in and out. It's a bit crackly.
Oh, should we play some garage if we're doing that?
No,
Bring it
we'll have
back.
to though. We'll be, it'll
We
be-
usually
it-
do, actually.
it would
Yeah, exactly.
be-
Bring it back.
We would
Pirate
actually
radio.
be deemed as extremists and like harmful content creators to youngsters, or just anyone.
We've just got a ticket, a ticket question I need to address here. Peter Whitehead is saying, where do we buy tickets for the August event? Well, like I mentioned a minute ago, mate, basically before they go on the website on the general release, there are special discounted early bird tickets.
If you're a slightly upgrade peasant.
And for the bigger, longer, badder 3-day event with much more stuff going on, the early bird tickets are only £33. But you have to sign up to Patreon to even get the link or the information of how to get one of those tickets on Monday morning, because there's only 33 of them. When they go on general release on the website, they will be a little bit more.
9:33, they will be released on Peasantron this Monday.
So let's get it straight. So this Monday, 9:33
Yes.
on Patreon, they can get the tickets
For £33.
for £33. That is an absolute goal.
And there's only
Right now
33 of
is
them.
where we draw the line.
Yes. So I hope that answered your question. If you miss those 33 tickets, don't worry. There will be hundreds more tickets available on the website, but those are the special ones. People on Patreon get everything first, and they usually get a discount as well.
If you're not on Patreon,
You're a little punk, bitch, insecure, button-dicked little boy.
Essentially, that's what's So there you go.
You don't want to be that, so.
Wow. Right, okay, how are we doing? We've got about a quarter of an hour left. So, this comment here, this Rob Hayward is he's a guy in combat sports, who's I'm friends with on Facebook. According to the left and the woke mob at Netflix, this is who women should be afraid of. 12-year-old white boys who the Equality Report stated get the worst start in life. Meanwhile, Afghans are 20 times more likely to be sex offenders. Foreign nationals are 71% more likely to be sex offenders. 50 nationalities more likely to be sex offenders than white British males. Ironically, the series Adolescence is actually based on murder of schoolgirl Elaine Andam. Hassan Sentemu, not a 12-year-old white boy, was sentenced to a killing. That's the picture I showed a second ago.
Nah, mate, I'm scared of the white 12-year-old little lad.
I wonder when the drama highlighting the facts above be based on Netflix, and he's put some stats in there.
Do we reckon the 12-year-old listens to drill music though?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It might be drill
Then I'd
music.
be afraid.
Yeah. But the thing is, here's the thing: they didn't blame it on drill music.
No, they
blamed,
didn't.
They blamed it, which
On
is
Andrew
actually
Tate,
which would actually be completely valid, because drill music can radicalise anyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They
difficult
blamed
music,
it on
innit?
Andrew Tate.
And Andrew Tate does not tell you to go around stabbing people.
No, he does
He
not.
tells you that if you don't have a good father in the home, that's what will happen.
He is a Muslim.
Allegedly.
He is a Muslim.
And he's black.
Yeah, he is a Muslim.
He was an atheist at one point as well.
Now
and
we've
a
gone
Christian.
full circle back into the radical Mariners.
he would probably become Jewish if he thought it would help him.
He would, yeah, he would. He's got no chin as well. If you notice that, imagine Andrew Tate shaved his beard, like didn't have a beard. He's got no chin. There's no chin there. Maybe that's why he hasn't been knocked out in a while.
Difficult to knock out a man with no chin.
Yeah.
Only Chuck Norris could do it.
the way he tried everything in his mental and physical capacity to intimidate her. This is from one of the very famous scenes with the psychologist. This is what scares me so much about the next generation of men. So you've got all these like Twitter influencer types typing. You know, this is the fuel to
Who
the
the
fire
fuck is
now.
this Gia?
I don't know. But they're saying a whole new generation of these ultra-violent, entitled men that are incels that can't compete. This poor 12-year-old boy can't get laid at school. He's an incel.
Dude's 12 years old.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. This is why it's so crazy, and this is why I started with that weird Netflix meme, because obviously this is now actually the reverse.
This is weird, right? This is weird, right? Because I used to work with someone who's got, I won't name them, they've got 2 lads. I think one's 7 and the other's 11, maybe 12 actually. Maybe the other one was 12. And he said to me that one of his lads, his older one, his 12-year-old, they don't really go out. They just sort of, they sit in the room, play games, and they socialise because they're doing it all online, and they play with their mates, even like headsets, and talk to them. And I have seen in the last 20 years a massive decline in groups of youngsters, teenagers, hanging around the streets,
going
down
out
skate
causing
parks,
mischief.
doing stuff like on the Friday and Saturday night, which is the kind of stuff I used to do. So and this dude said to me, he's like, he asked his nipper, his 12-year-old, if he's kissed a girl yet, and he's like, oh no, and went all shy. And I was like, fucking 12 years old, never kissed a girl. So this is a complete contradiction to what this 12-year-old is being portrayed as, like an incel who never get laid. Like this dude I used to work with, his little 12-year-old nipper wasn't even interested in kissing a girl, going to a,
but what it could be is that the kids that aren't what's the word, introverted or incel or computer geeks now are so far sexually advanced at 12 years old, they've probably got kids.
Yeah. So got an OnlyFans account. Yeah. Featured on
the girls
Pornhub.
Their first OnlyFans.
Yeah.
The lad is all basically expecting his first kid.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. So maybe this
waiting
is
for her social housing from queer
maybe
styling.
this is the other side of the coin. Those that aren't in the sexual market at 12, they're called incels. Or that they sit home and they don't go out in the outside world because they're just
this
playing
is
in
more like
virtual
map
reality.
promotion.
But as you can see, this is heavily loaded stuff. So Netflix Adolescence inspired by true story of Croydon girl's horrific murder.
Michael, just think about it. Sorry to butt in. Think about that. I just said map promotion. This is implying that children should be sexually active at 12 years old.
Yeah, of course.
That is putting that out into the peasant sphere.
Yeah.
At the same time as we've got radical mariners, often from countries with zero age for sexual consent.
Yeah, there's no age of consent where some of those radical
now they're putting it out into the peasant sphere that. Do you see where I'm going with this? Yeah.
It is fucking disgusting.
It's just another little angle
it's
that
another
I just
level.
No. I'm down with that. I'm down with that for sure. It's funny though because people that throw this incel word around, they obviously in many cases don't properly know what it means. Like obviously, example one of a 12-year-old boy. I've had people call me an incel online because I had what they deemed as a right-wing attitude towards
Lance,
something.
you're married.
I know, that's the thing. I'm a happily married man.
With 2 cats.
With 2 cats. I've got a picture of my wife in my profile picture. To call someone an involuntary celibate that's a married man, it's just obviously a massive knowledge gap.
Do you know what that's like?
What that word
It's just
means.
more retardation.
Do you know what that's like? That's like having a climate summit and then making a road through the
Yes,
Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's exactly like that.
Yes, that
It's
deserves
exactly
the Krusty
like
the Clown button. Haven't had that for a while. So
you need me on more, I reckon.
So here's what some of the the responses to it are. Adolescence is a technical masterpiece that exposes the darkest corners of incel culture and male rage.
Male rage? This dude's not a male. Look at it. He's a fucking little boy.
He's a little boy. He's literally 12 years old.
This is depicting male rage.
He's either 12 or 13. Anyway, he's not even anywhere near 16. It's like...
He can't even grow hair on his chin.
Yeah. Queer Starling says there's a need to tackle the emerging and growing problem raised by the drama adolescence. And so Andy PG has already pointed out that Queer Stalin even went as far to describe this as a documentary.
He referred to it as a documentary. We've all seen, or something. He said something like, "We've all seen of late the Netflix documentary,
new Netflix
documentary Adolescence." I was like, "What the fuck? It's a TV show. It's fictional."
Sniper Mike says Lance is an incel spinster. But one thing, I watched the same speech, and one thing that jumped out at me that he said, yeah, this is highlighted something really dangerous. It's a culture that has problems and we need to tackle it. Now think about this in the context of what's been going on in the UK with the grooming gangs and stuff that have been swept under the carpet since the 60s
and not tackled,
and they were completely ignored because it was a cultural phenomenon. And now, but this culture that a tiny
white Christian incel
of like 12-year-old boys has got, this is why I started off by saying like there's two different things going on here.
There's multiple different things, Michael.
It's redirecting a growing rage about how things are becoming less safe, especially for women and children walking the streets of the UK, and misdirecting it towards a partial boogeyman.
All you need now is a few mind-controlled teenagers to go out that are white and like rape someone or like, you know, do some shit like that. You need a few of them, and that'll be the catalyst for.
You'll probably see some fake
implementation.
pro Andrew Tate graffitis popping up in the Capitol and stuff like that. Yeah.
Bit of join the real world in the Capitol. Brainwashing all the youngsters.
What have we got here then, Michael? Reality headline, Netflix. Killer who stabbed schoolgirl Elaine Adam in white hot anger. White hot anger underlined in row over teddy bear, jailed for 23 years.
So they were jailed for 23 years for this murder. I said 30, so I got that wrong. Thursday, 13th of March, which is a few days before this came out. So a lot of people that are criticising those who are making posts like this are saying, "Yo, you guys are just racist. You're making stuff up. This was written before this even happened." But you know, just because it's coming to, is it just a coincidence that this guy is getting sentenced basically in the same week that this comes out? He could have been on trial for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's to say? And here's the other thing: even if it's not based on this particular one, and it's just a coincidence that this happened while it was being written, it's still claiming to be based on a cultural phenomenon, and it's still definitely massively bait and switch peasant.
It's social engineering.
100%. Incel culture in Netflix Adolescence Explained as Jamie's motive is unveiled. Every mainstream rag, every online source is writing about this constantly. With its spotlight on the manosphere, Adolescence begs the question, how do we raise good men? Michael Flood wrote this. like a flood of Bolshevism all over the page. Schools, social media platforms, governments and communities can all play a role, but parents can still be powerful influences on the kind of men their boys will become. So it's again like just a massive attack on masculinity.
Shout out to Michael Flood.
Ooh, Michael.
Yeah, Michael Flood. Breaking news: online gangs of teenage boys sharing extremes material are an emerging threat in the UK. Not the boatmen, not the grooming gangs.
Shit, is that like the Rise Above camera from behind?
Yeah, is that our studio?
That even looks like your haircut. Like. What?
No, our screens are much bigger than that. Photo.
We have.
Maybe it was an AI interpretation.
Yeah. Please describe an extremist podcast. Yeah, extreme noticing things. Yeah, so online gangs.
We've got the best studio for a far right extremist podcast that I've seen. Anyway.
Absolutely. Never mind bad fathers. Let's talk about good dads spending time with their sons. So a lot of stuff about fatherhood. You can tell this is a massive psyop. But look at what Elon Musk wrote. Have we just got?
Shout out to Jan. We have got a new Patreon subscriber.
People
Michael.
know what's good. They're going over to Patreon.
They are whipping it out.
They want the extra.
That's a $4.50 a month member, Michael. That's a top tier.
That's the top. That must be an extra donation.
Top tier, Michael.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is how you get onto Patreon. Here's the QR code. It will take you weeks to go back through all of the extra content which we put on there. We record at least once a week. We get 2 videos a week out. Yeah, get onto
and the occasional live stream.
And the occasional live stream when something really juicy happens. That's right. So Elon Musk goes in the 2 episodes of Into Adolescence on Wokeflix, and there is no way red-pilled white kid is capable of murder. Definitely a DEI setup. Is this really Elon Musk? I'd wager 50 emeralds that Mr. Malik is the real killer. No, this
Mr. Malachi.
This can't be real. This can't be real. Oh no, I don't need another one. So yeah, a lot of peasant baiting. Okay, I think this is the second to last subject. What's this image saying to you, AJ?
Well, there was some space people that came back to Earth recently, weren't there? So
they've been stranded.
The Galactic Federation.
I'm gonna say, if you go space, you become the Wicked Witch of the West. Like that's what this screams to me. Like, this is facts, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens when you go out of the Matrix and back in.
So, astronaut stuck in space for 9 months says she's trying to walk and remember how to walk. Just use your broom. Okay, so
that's such bullshit. It's such bullshit, right? All you got to do is go on YouTube and do look at videos of how astronauts work out in space, right? You can go on a treadmill, you can run, you can walk.
They make loads of videos showing you all of this.
Like just don't even try. It's so retarded. Wait, where's Mark Passio?
So
the problem is you're a fucking retard.
If you believe that shit.
The stranded astronaut story is as real as these 5G towers are as trees. Yeah, I would say that's pretty much true. Now, I am going to point out that people have been sharing these 2 photos compared. Now, unfortunately, the photo where she's got the brown hair is actually the photo of them allegedly leaving on the trip.
Right.
Yep.
Right, and people.
So we've gone the other way.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but you got to remember, if they've this was the thing. People were sharing it the wrong way round.
That's what I'm saying.
And they were saying that, oh my God, she's come back.
Younger.
And look, she's got like, her hair's been dyed and everything.
She's
Like,
got
how
her
did she
hair
have her hair dyed?
inherited.
No, it's like this. Wherever they were, they've probably been quarantined or something. So it's like, yeah, if you've
been in an underground facility.
Yeah, locked in an underground facility
with
and
no
you haven't
sunlight.
dyed your hair.
You probably do look like shit.
Perfectly feasible. Perfectly feasible. But obviously the
look at that fucking Habsburg jaw. Look at it.
Very strong Habsburg jaw.
Very Habsburgish, Lance.
Yeah. And obviously the hairspray.
We feature the Habsburg. We talk about them frequently in the Habsburg.
Yeah, the Habsburg jaw. If you don't know about it,
you easily identify a Habsburg.
The hairspray on this woman, like if she was in space for that long, they would have got through like fucking tons of hairspray to do the videos. Because you've seen it where
they're not even using hairspray. They probably use some kind of graphene gel.
Graphene
just like
gel.
not even a gel. It's just some its own consistency. Probably like blancmange or something.
Made on a 3D machine.
Yeah, pretty like these people probably aren't even fucking real.
Yeah, they're all 3D printed.
They're probably not even fucking real. They're probably tester bots, like Inky Musk's tester bots. He's got a floating around on the weather balloons.
Wow. Yeah, this is what I mean. I've got these the wrong way around. So this one is claiming that people were stuck in space for 9 months, although they had Christmas hats for Christmas Day and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But you come back with a tan and your hair did.
Hey, did they send those Christmas hats in like a spare rocket? Is that what happened? Because I didn't see that.
No, apparently they were already up there.
Oh,
They
well,
must, yeah, they must have been. They have them
that
up
would
there.
make more sense. Obviously, they've probably got like Halloween costumes as well up there. You know, in some space closet. You never know.
Yeah. For every apart from Easter now, because Easter's banned. They sent us back on the supply rocket.
That's it.
I'm surprised a big corporation like NASA has got any kind of Christian festivity.
Well,
like,
a Santa
attire.
Claus hat isn't exactly a Christian attire, is it?
Well, we all know that's satanic, but it's for a Christian holiday.
But wouldn't you think like when every single gram on that
I've never
thing is
seen. I've
weighed-
never seen an Islamist in a Christmas hat, Michael, in a Santa Claus hat. Have you?
I've never seen an
or a
Islamist
Jew.
in
I've never seen a
space,
Jew in a Christmas hat. I've never seen a Buddha
That's a good
in a
point.
Christmas hat. I just haven't.
Oh, I've seen.
I've also never seen a pregnant Chinese woman.
I've seen plenty of Asian people wear Christmas hats in Thailand and Laos and stuff like that.
You've never
but
seen a
they only
pregnant
do it for-
Chinese
I've never seen a pregnant Chinese woman.
That's
Apparently,
interesting,
no,
'cause I
no.
think
Apparently, they don't. They don't go out.
They don't go
No,
out?
no, no. Apparently, they don't.
That would make
you
sense.
stay. You stay in.
That would make a lot of sense. So I
Okay.
don't think I have either.
No.
It's mad when
No,
you think
no.
about it.
I've never seen a pregnant Chinese woman.
Have you, Lance?
I can't think of one. No.
Exactly. Yeah, mental.
Elon Musk isn't worth 322 billion. He's not.
I thought I'd post this up because the story is that because Enki Musk now has showed his true colours, that he is in fact a Nazi.
Look at his Tesla bot.
An ancient reptilian Nazi general from the 33rd Reich, and he's done his Hitler salute, right? The story in the mainstream media is that he's like losing billions, and because of this, because people are turning against Enki Musk, all of the people before that thought he was the hero are turning against him. So he's down to only 322 billion, which is down 19 billion, 5.8%, according to this.
Allegedly, though, Michael, I'm just going to clarify this. Enki Musk's Tesla stocks went up massively before the election.
Right.
So if he's pissed a load of people off and they've gone down a little bit, they're only down to what they were prior boost.
And
so they haven't actually dropped. They've just dropped from what they went up to.
And he probably did some dodgy insider trading to bet on that happening.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
Because he knew it was going to happen. That's the thing. When you control reality and you control what's being cast into the peasant mind.
Mate, that's so funny.
And
So when you control reality, there was a Piers Morgan clip that he showed of some left-wing peasant saying, "You give all this power to Elon Musk, who literally runs the internet." He said Elon Musk runs the internet.
Well, for some people, Twitter or Facebook.
I
is
just
their
thought it was a
internet.
really funny thing to say.
Yeah.
Like they were in a fucking rage, like saying Elon Musk, he runs the internet.
But like,
maybe they only have a Twitter login. You never know.
yeah, the whole to them the whole.
It was
Twitter
funny
is the
as
whole
fuck.
internet.
It was funny as fuck.
Right. So Elon Musk. This is the story that
Is that
now.
Kanye's Tesla?
I don't know if it's.
Oh, it's not Kanye's one.
I think unless Kanye's got the factory model of that Tesla truck.
I'm gonna say he hasn't.
No, I'd say it's one is
Obviously, he's got
customised.
That's it, yeah.
So
It's
basically,
customised.
there is a spate in the last couple of weeks of these Tesla cars getting vandalised, like proper vandalised, like swastikas carved into them, stuff like that. So I'm just looking here at this meme: liberal boycott. Conservative boycott. Oh right, so what they're doing here is they're so Coors Light. Was it Coors Light that was the woke beer?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're saying
The trans beer.
Like Coors Light was trans.
Yeah, they had that Dylan
Yeah,
Mulvaney
yeah.
trans person advertising it. Yeah, so
Cock and balls in a dress, drinking Bud Light.
I think they're saying the difference between a conservative boycott is they stop drinking the beer, but when liberals boycott stuff, they set fire to it and carve swastikas into it.
We've actually got a video here, Michael.
Oh yeah.
We can go to Tesla's here.
Tesla.
Hit that shit. Wait.
Don't worry, I'll reload it. Oh dear.
Hey,
What's going on?
Avoid mate on a Tuesday.
So
that is the far left.
He was literally. I mean, did he
sticking
have,
his fingers in his ass and wiping on a Tesla Cybertruck, Michael?
Do you know what the funny
Imagine
thing
someone
is?
done that to your Mercedes and you caught him. Imagine you were on your way back to your car,
Wiping
and
their bum on my
your
Mercedes.
on your white Mercedes.
Damn, son. My Mercedes.
Because they
doesn't-
thought you were a Nazi because your Mercedes is German. Imagine that.
But Nazis.
What would
actually
you do?
did drive Mercedes.
What would you
didn't they?
do in that situation?
I think I would. Yeah.
Turn the Mercedes red.
I think that
Yeah.
answers
Turn
for
the
the
Mercedes.
Patreon.
The Mercedes would be turned red.
Luckily for people that own Tesla cars, they have something called Sentry mode, which basically activates all of the 360 cameras that are strategically placed on the outside of the Tesla.
Yeah,
and it records
doesn't stop someone sticking their finger up their ass and wiping on your window, though, does it?
No, but it does record everything.
It does catch this gentleman, which Lance is just bringing up on the screen. It does catch this type.
Yeah.
I can't believe these people exist as well.
I mean, this is
It's
clearly
just-
AI, but
yeah.
these people do
Yeah, but
exist.
these
I can
people
imagine.
actually
This might be AI, but this is an accurate
I
representation.
can actually
comrade.
imagine that some far left liberal type has seen this AI picture and is actually actively going out to make themselves look like this and could only aspire to be that
He's
retarded.
potentially trying to sue someone for using their image. It's like, no, this is an AI generated image. You are a meme, right? So, yeah, this guy is telling you to boycott Tesla, but if you look at the actual like real footage of it happening, that is completely accurate.
Put a fucking shirt on, my man.
Look at that. So remember this image.
Wait, is
here?
that a man?
I would think that would
Is
be
that-
that would be bigoted of you just even to ask the
Wait,
question.
is that what is that exactly?
pronouns
Wait,
here.
is that a breast there, or is that a breast, or is that a peripheral wing?
I don't
What's
know.
under their arm there? What is that exactly?
Some pronouns, I reckon.
Sack of pronouns.
That is legit a sack of pronouns.
What exactly is that?
Right, so let's go a little bit deeper into this subject. Don't mess with this guy. He's in here for vandalising a Tesla. Kerry Woolley is saying that these people up here. Wait, this guy here is an agent provocateur. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it at all. I think it's quite. I just think it's quite funny in clown world, like literally like obese people wearing like bikinis with blue hair.
Oh,
carving
Michael, do
fascists
you
into
think how would
Tesla
this
cars.
work out? Right? Is that some kind? No, go back. Is the peripheral wing and the belly? Is that some kind of bodysuit, or have they actually got an agent? Like it said, like about 8 months ago, like you're gonna have to make yourself fat as fuck. Like, we've got a
been
job for
training
you
for this
right,
role.
in a few months' time. But you've got to be massive.
I don't think that it would be surely cheaper and more and easier just to get a fat person, and there's no shortage of those in America.
No, there's not. But these people talk, mate. People talk.
But yeah, okay, we're not done. We're not done. So yeah, don't mess with this guy. He's here for vandalising Teslas, and he's got blue hair. And for my next trick, I will get the climate cult to hate an electronic vehicle manufacturer, Trump with a magic wand. I thought that was quite interesting because yeah, it's a complete U-turn. They're now demonising the guy that's making the electric
If
car.
climate change was that important that everyone had to go electric in their vehicles, they wouldn't be vandalising Teslas. They,
Yeah.
they would not be
Exactly.
destroying Teslas.
Well, electric vehicles are more damage to the environment than the actual, like.
Yes, they are, but I'm talking about the
yeah.
mind control peasantry.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's just more of the same, isn't it? So yeah, this sort of explains it. The Tesla good chip has been removed from the NPC mind and replaced with a Tesla bad chip. Almost overnight. It didn't happen immediately.
The thing is,
straight
though,
after Trump got in.
The thing is, though, Michael, it still all leads to the same place.
Maybe
it still all is just
Yeah.
AI. Like it's just
Well, I think it's a proof that we're literally side by side with AI.
Yeah.
What was the trigger for the internal? Because it wasn't a physical chip getting swapped. it was a binary switch happening inside some NPC programming. What was it? Do you reckon it was when Elon Musk raised up the chainsaw at that Doge ceremony?
I think it was the "My Heart Goes Out to You" salute.
It was that one.
I think no, I think it was the.
Oh, this is what victory feels like.
Yeah, I think it was.
Do you reckon that was what activated this chip change?
I reckon.
Yeah, that's a fair shout, actually.
Well, it's worked once in history already, so you know.
Yeah.
I think that was.
Fix it.
I think that was the. We've just seen in a previous slide how much Enki Musk likes to troll.
He does.
And I think clearly doing that.
I mean, he made a meme.
He
coin
did it
of
perfectly.
government.
It was clearly a Nazi salute, but clearly not at the same time. It was clearly a Nazi salute to those that wanted to see it as that. But he clearly didn't actually just do a full. I won't do it.
He's South African.
I'm sorry,
though,
King
as
of
well,
Sting.
isn't
I won't do it. But
he's an African American now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But he was from South Africa.
Yeah.
And if you know who like Peter Fields is, who's very good friends with like Elon Musk and like all of like the basically like the people that made YouTube,
The
and all that.
technocrats.
Yeah, basically. And if you look at their background, a lot of them, their great grandfathers were like SS officers and Nazis and stuff, which I find quite interesting.
Mate,
So-
all eyes on Peter Thiel.
Yeah, Peter Thiel, that's the one.
Yeah,
He's like the guy behind the Elon Musk.
he
I reckon.
literally he
Well,
owns
Peter
Trump
Thiel
and Musk.
is the actual transhumanist because
Yeah, 100%.
he is the one who is obsessed with de-aging.
Yeah.
Well, himself, he spends a huge amount of money and time into like degenerating his body, or sorry, regenerating his body.
Yeah, he drinks blood and stuff.
He does
doesn't
all sorts of shit. He looks very healthy for the age he is.
Yeah.
Same as Marina Abramovic. She doesn't look fucking like she's 70. I think she's 72 or 72. I'm not too sure.
Anyway, we need to wrap this up. We've gone a little bit over. So, are the retards doing this to try and turn people against them and push people to the right?
The problem is you're a fucking retard.
Because this is how you do it. So these are some of the pictures, and on the left here, these are some of the people that have been arrested. And do you know what Trump has said? He's openly said that anyone doing this to a Tesla car that's caught will be tried under a terrorism act, because this is an act of terrorism.
Wow.
Not just a normal car vandalism. This will be an act of terrorism, and you'll get 20 years in a
20
in a
years
Venezuelan prison.
He will send you off to El Salvador and shave your blue hair.
All those school kids, that draw in the toilets swastikas.
Yeah.
You guys are fucked.
Yeah.
all the far left university professors.
Yeah. Fucked.
Yeah,
because they're the ones who indoctrinate the kids.
These people on the left are far left university professors. That's what they look like.
Yeah, they do like scream like they're from Bournemouth.
I mean, look at that.
Here's
Michael.
another one.
Look
Check this
at
out.
that. Is that real?
Which pronoun are you?
I mean, what even is that?
I identify as a pile of meat soup.
At what point do you think, fuck, I need to sort myself out a little bit?
Oh my god, it's Jabba the Hutt in colours.
He's like a rainbow.
Is this
Jabba the
Lizzo?
Hutt.
Is that Lizzo?
He's smashing that Tesla truck window. When are we going to name the Democrat Party as a terrorist organisation? The vile rhetoric of mass propaganda has pushed their followers into violence multiple times now.
That's the idea.
Yeah, just like BLM, Summer of Love.
Shout out to my man George Soros.
Yeah, Soros. These are domestic Soros Vikings.
Yeah, indigenous.
Is that what you call them?
indigenous Soros Vikings?
Is that what you call them?
So,
well, we call the Soros mind controlled is the left wing colour revolution, DEI sort of. It covers a lot of. It's like an umbrella.
Yeah, they don't just import.
No,
like,
it's anything like really far left. Yeah, they don't just import the boatmen. Anyway, Michael, what did we discuss last night? Only 10% of the migrants coming in illegally are actually on boats.
Yeah, most of them are flown in.
Most of them are flown in.
Right now.
Yeah. So let's just.
I saw that.
Let's just end off with a couple of memes. I just can't see because we've got the logo on there. One sec. Trans women when they see a Tesla, and that's Blanca from Street Fighter. Okay, gonna beat the shit out of that Tesla.
This is great. This is great. It's one of my favourite movies. Is Inglourious Bastards.
You're hiding a Tesla in your
movie.
garage, aren't you? Yeah, that's really switching things around, isn't
fucking
it? Yeah,
brilliant.
it's very good.
Really good.
Very good.
Who's responsible for this masterpiece?
I don't know who made this. I just ethically
You've done
find
very
it.
well there.
Yeah. You can trigger so many simple-minded idiots with this bad boy.
Mate, Becky S told me that people were rocking round, right, straight after Trump got elected, like in movies you see where typically Mexicans who are illegal queue up to get like work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody just rocks up in a work van and needs a labourer for a day and they jump in for cash in hand. People were rocking up in their like MAGA trucks just pumping out ice, baby.
Nice.
To places like that where they knew there was loads of people to get triggered. I thought that was funny as fuck.
That is quite funny. Okay, so that is the end of the Schwab show, guys. We're going to wrap it up there. Let me just get rid of this screen. But the good news is you don't have to wait 2 weeks for more Rise Above Live. We're actually back live next week. That's right, 2 weeks in a row. Let me just put some QR codes on the screen to remind you the best way to support us. We have a whole shitload of really wicked merch. The link is in the description.
Merch shop looks sick as fuck.
Merch shop looks badass. Loads of designs on there, loads of different garments. Obviously, apart from that, the number one way to support us is Patreon. And as I've already said multiple times, the early bird tickets for the next event, which is August Bank Holiday Weekender, are released on Patreon. Only 33 of them, Monday at 9:33, and they're £33 each. How do you know about that?
Wow.
Right.
Raw.
So big shout out to AJ. Thanks for joining us tonight, mate.
Cheers,
What
guys.
is going
Thanks
on
for
next
having me.
week, Michael?
Oh, yeah, back next week with Matt Landman. He's going to be giving us an update with all things to do with fake weather, lines in the sky.
And we're going to be asking him about the occult.
We're going to be going a little bit
Spiritual
deeper,
side
the
of
spiritual
things.
side of what's going on with regards to the weather manipulation. He's going to be telling us about the protest that he's doing in June in London. So, yeah, exciting stuff. So don't forget, sub to the Patreon. Don't be a peasant. And we will see you in 1 week.
7 days.
In 7 days.
Word to you, Nan.
Word to you, Nan. Let me press the button.
The world is a wonderful place with lots of things to see and lots of things to touch and lots of things to smell and lots of things to taste. But there are some things that can make you sick, called poison.
Oh my, not a full-on danger alert, but there does appear to be an alarming increase in children mistaking medicine for candy.
Poison. 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 Poison dart. Straight to the heart, mate. Now a sound boy won't partake. It's not a game. In no arcade, I shoot like a cupid. I'm causing them heartache. Cry me a river like your last day. I was a sinner, but that's in the past, mate. We don't talk no more. What's going on now? You never wanna parlay. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. No one mentioned, no one named. And I move on the track like a high-speed train that is never derailed by leaf nor rain. Relentless on a long campaign. Darts of fire with a pinpoint aim. My METHOD of delivery to bring you the pain. Poison dart, straight to the heart. And this rhythm's gonna tear them apart. Oh, my beats has mastered the craft. Take it back from the end to the start. Poison dart, straight to the heart. This rhythm's gonna tear them apart. No one escapes the force of the blast. And above and below, the first shall be last. Poison. 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 Darts might tear through armored plates. Accelerator alarming race. And wipe a smile off a charming face. Then stop the war by disarming states. Like whoa. Who broke the ceasefire? Grab the mic lead and choke the town crier. No matter what transpire, I slice through beef just like cheese wire. Rain on them with a heavy artillery. Painstaking workplace, sick as delivery. Leaving them seeking a seizure. Bulging veins, bust up capillaries. Enter the bloodstream intravenously. Rhyme schemes infect you seamlessly. No vaccine, conveniently. Fatalities are occurring frequently. Poison darts, straight to the heart. And this rhythm's gonna tear them apart. Oh, my beats has mastered the craft. Take it back from the end to the start. Poison darts, straight to the heart. This rhythm's gonna tear them apart. No one escapes the force of the blast. And above and below, the first shall be last. Poison first from a GP's pen, chosen first from the DSM. To target women, children and men, sold as a remedy for defense. The reality gets much worse. Sick minds no less than perverse. They pay in the vaccine to fatten the purse. 6 months before the outbreak's rehearsed. Think about it. Let's make things clear. Inside the mind's the final frontier. Our demise has been engineered, so seek the truth or succumb to the fear. Poisoned darts, straight to the heart. And this rhythm's gonna tear them apart. Oma Beats has mastered the craft. Take it back from the end to the start. Poisoned darts, straight to the heart. This rhythm's gonna tear them apart. No one escapes the force of the blast. As I bounce up below, the first shall be last.
Stop. Ask first. Is this good for us? Stop. Ask first.
Asleep and awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality. Asleep and awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality.
It's like this. You walk around with your eyes shut. Oblivious to the truth, you don't know what's up. It's like a dreamscape, but in a waking state, you're all plugged in. There's no need to concentrate. Are you asleep or are you awake? This is the density where your body holds weight. The computer program, you've all got to break. This is important shit, man. Your lives are at stake. I won't bow to reptilian minions, masters of the matrix, controlling the billions. The clock's ticking, raising the stakes up, waiting for the day that the human race wakes up. Well, I woke up, I opened my eyes, now I see clearly through the deceit and lies. To my surprise, the world is an illusion, a closely knit web designed for confusion.
Awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality. And awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality.
Run this, man. Ain't fucking about anymore, fam. It's fucking high time these pussies listen, man.
Yo, hey yo, it's high time. Stop living life blind. The further you fall, yo, the higher I climb. If your feet stop frost, you're in the firing line. It's hard to stand up when you got no spine. Fucking slobs, your legs are like jelly. Your soul's been sucked up straight through the telly. Don't believe what you see on the screens, cause the world that we live in is not quite what it seems. Fucking parasites that breach every one of our human rights. They think it's pocket change, playing games with people's lives. These are the people who are supposed to revive a nation built on jealousy, greed, anger and lies. Yo, the biggest influence of life has to be greed. Everybody buying shit that they don't really need. You better follow the fashion, keep up to the speed. Fatten up that monster you continue to feed. Asleep and awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality. Asleep and awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality.
I see this every day, yo. I read it every day. I see it every day, yo. I read it every day.
If we free our minds, then the rest will follow. Living on today on the time that is borrowed. I feel it in my blood, feel it in my bone marrow. The grim man's come to reap among the shadows of our former selves. Production of the media, religion and wealth. Hysteria, they're feeding us around on our house. Swine flu with the vaccine flying off shelves. It's apparent to me, we're being taken for fools. More I open my eyes, the more I see it for sure. And you gotta be wise, life is ever so cruel. So I'm gonna live mine by my own set of rules. So fuck what they say now, fuck what you see. Fuck all that bullshit they put on TV. In a world that's obsessed with the paparazzi, you're the only one who can set yourself free.
And awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality. And awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality.
Yeah, for all the dilly ass fuckers out there, this one's for you. I see you talking but nothing's coming out. from the flourish of a seed. One make to believe everything we hear on radio, what's on TV. Feasibly, easily joined by media.
Looking at our radar imagery, we can see bands of showers and thunderstorms already starting to wrap around that cyclone system. We've seen fairly moderate rainfall totals in the past 24 hours, but over the coming days, rain will only increase as the system nears. Our tropical cyclone warning extends from Double Island Point to cyclone. Looking at our radar imagery, we can see bands of showers and thunderstorms already starting to wrap around that cyclone system. We've seen fairly moderate rainfall totals in the past
So realize the sin is all around me like the devil in disguise. Let me wake you from your slumber, let me open up your eyes. So you sit down in front of the flat screen, you blaze up and then you kick back lean. Subliminally joining just like a crack thing. Next thing you're down a clinic, Botox and HP and glue. Didn't even want it in the first place. That's your first taste of your first disgrace. You can't get hurt away from what you heard today. Or a war with the guts, so turn or stay.
Sleep and awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality. And awake at the same time. Relieve yourself from your conscious mind. You're the only one who can set yourself free. Put it all together now or be lost in reality. Lost in reality.
So the spirits come along and they say to me, you have to go into the jungle and you're going to drink ayahuasca. So I went into the jungle, I found a shaman, and I drank ayahuasca. And during that first ceremony, I found my apprenticeship.
As we tear down Babylon, brick by brick, piece by piece, crush them to smithereens. Over beats, double L.
I came to this jungle looking for the shaman, to learn knowledge, to get trained. I got questions, need explaining. Who manifests these spells we are making? We talk for days, no word spoken. The third eye's wide open. My 7 chakras awoken. Then the Babylon spell got broken. Come to the jungle, now I'm the shaman. Draw for the power of thunder, raving. It's no mortal combat. I won't draw for souls, I'm not on that. Why? The vibration's high. Can't test I and I speak to the Buddha and Rastafari. When we chat to the prophet, it's all no lie.
You with the shame, I smoke with the Rasta. Learn from the prophet, teach the pastor. They go stop the same master. Too many questions, one answer. You with the shame, I smoke with the Rasta. Learn from the prophet, teach the pastor. They go stop the same master. Too many questions, one answer.
Deep in the jungle, knees in the dirt, next to the tribal leader. Speaking the words of the healer, I'm feeding the words. Seeking the teacher vine, mimosa creeper, NAOI inhibitor. NAO vine can't mimic us. Sacred mixtures boiled in vinegar. Recipe taught by ancient visitors. Feet on the ground, I feel like I'm slipping away. When my eyes look through to the clearing, the sun beats down and my face is burning. What's that in my peripheral hearing? Ingesting the chemical gateway, exiting the physical plane, inspecting the neural pathway, assessing the spiritual pain.
You with the shame, I smoke with the Rasta. Learn from the prophet, teach the pastor. They go stop the same master. Too many questions, one answer. You with the shame, I smoke with the Rasta. Learn from the prophet, teach the pastor. They go stop the same master. Too many questions, one answer.
It's no joke to drink ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, alright, boga. One dose, game over. Heart of the forest, chilling with the elders, learning customs of ancient cultures. Shamanic technology. We fulfill the prophecy. No words describe this logically. Close both eyes, you might see properly. Wait, can you feel it? Hold it in before you release it. You got the key to revealing the secret. They tried hard to conceal it. Wait. How you feeling? Is it illusion? Is it the real thing? Seeing isn't always believing, hallucinating or lucid dreaming.
You with the shame, I smoke with the Rasta. Learn from the prophet, teach the pastor. They go stop the same master. Too many